It wasn't moving before.
Okay.
So we'll see if we pick up any viewers. If anybody's out there and they're hearing this, just hit something on the keyboard. Oh, we got somebody. We got a one. Go get him, Cork. Okay, so this is game 2. For the Minnesota Mammoth. This is a Palm Springs Desert Classic. Game 2 of pool play. We're facing a local team apparently. Maybe not Palm Springs based, but
Randy made the comment that they would be sleeping at home tonight.
local enough that they'll be sleeping at home tonight.
I think we picked up a couple.
Yeah, I think we're live now.
3.
So again, we're the visiting team this game. We've got Hans Hegernus leading off. There was some talk in the dugout as this pitcher was warming up that he might have a little more pace than the guy we saw last time. We will see. Hans had a nice base hit. I think it was his last at bat. Let's try to put that right there. That was a little looser.
A little slider start.
That looked off the plate to me, but we'll see. Umpire's in front of me. Yeah.
Yeah, same pitch.
So he's starting Hans off with 2 off-speed pitches. Breaking down off the plate. See what his fastball looks like. This is fastball.
He real comfortable in the last game.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pitcher who's not going to give Hans. Hans isn't going to be overwhelmed by this pitching.
Keeping everything down.
Yeah, that curveball doesn't look to me like it's got enough of a bite that it's going to draw a lot of. He's going to fool a lot of batters with it. And that's pretty straight.
Hi, Sue.
It's probably 1 of 5.
First inning, do you know here?
So again, this is game 2, Palm Springs Desert Classic pool play, Minnesota Mammoth against, I'm not sure, let's just call it the Palm Springs Pirates. Local team out of the Palm Springs desert area. I believe they won their first game. This is their second game. Nobody out, man on first base, top of the first. Tommy Clark. I could see Tom hitting a home run here. Yeah. This is the kind of pitching that he
Every ball's been down.
absolutely destroys. One and 0 is a count. Wow, rolled over. Okay, that's a ground ball. Ground ball to the second baseman. Fielded it his forehand side, and it popped out of his glove. That went from a potential double play to first and second, nobody out. I don't think he gets Cork at first, but he definitely gets a force at second base. So first and second, nobody out. That was a pitch off the plate that Cork rolled over. I think we're going to see him get into one, though. Batting third is Nate Stark. Nate was our player of the game, or Tom's tip of the cap. That's what I think we're going to go with.
Heck of a game. Hell of a game.
He
Started for me.
drove in 3, including a 2-run double in the first, and he pitched 6 or 7 really strong innings.
And with the no decision.
Yeah.
Dominant through the first 5.
I talked to him about his slider. If you were here, we talked about how he was just throwing that slider to the back foot of the right-handed batters. This zone strikes me as slightly looser than what we saw last game. Nate said that's about as much as he's seen his slider move. So he discovered a pitch that was really working, and he really relied on it. It was really effective. These guys are tracking this curveball well. I mentioned that I don't think it's got enough bite, and I don't think it's
down and staying down.
Yeah, I don't think his fastball's got enough pace that these hitters have to start their bat early to hit the fastball, and that's when that curveball is going to be effective. You know, a sloppier curveball like that, you need to have hitters anticipating something else to fool them on a pitch like that, and I don't know that this guy's got the velocity to complement a pitch like that.
We haven't seen a fastball though, really.
Yeah, I think he's thrown a couple.
But everything's been really
He's been
down.
throwing a lot of off speed. Yeah, I mean, he is keeping the ball down. I mean, you're right about that.
Down to the point where it's not hittable.
Yeah.
Like it's.
That was the lower half of the zone right there. That was a
There's been nothing
fastball.
above the knee.
See if Casey can bust something open here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Oh,
That's gonna make
get
him
up.
mad.
Oh, he's gonna.
That's trouble.
That's a break. That's a foul ball. Landed in front of our dugout. Third baseman could not get to it.
Here you go now, Casey.
Now that was an instance where Casey was not on that curveball. So we'll see.
Basically, what everybody else.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the first, no score. Mammoth cleanup hitter, Casey Johnson at the plate. That's a good take. Yep. He picked that one up.
You watch that all the way down into the catcher's mitt.
Yeah. I mean, it does look like these batters are really tracking the curveball. Come on, try to slip a fastball by him. Yeah, the curveball.
That's a tough pitch, though, with 2 strikes.
It is. I just think it's so... to me, it's very apparent it's a curveball. Like, I wouldn't be fooled by this. Tried to come inside on Casey with a fastball. Casey hit
Dangerous for anybody in foul territory.
he hit a hypersonic missile down the third base line.
Definitely give the pitcher something to think about.
Right? You don't go back in, right? Come back with that curveball?
I mean, it was successful again. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a foul ball.
That's a good pitch. Casey shook his head. He knew. That was just a really good pitch. So that was a curveball that started up and in, and he dropped it over the plate. He had really thrown all of the curveballs before that off the plate, and Casey just wasn't ready for that curveball that started in and broke over the plate. And he nodded his head on the strike call. He knew it was a strike. It was just a good pitch. 1 out, bases loaded. No score yet. Top of the first. Game 2, Mammoth pool play. Mammoth won the first one 7-5. I think we're going to try to score him. Yep, because it's kind of a falling catch in right field. It's going to allow the guy in second to tag.
Cork take from second. Good base running.
Cork tags from second on the sac fly to right field. 2 outs, first and third, 1 run in. Billy pulled off that one a little bit. I mean, he did his job. He got his guy in from third.
Moved over 1-2.
Was it 1-2?
The count?
Oh, was it a 1-2 count?
No, it was 1-0.
I feel like that's a pitch maybe tomorrow or even later today.
We'll
Billy
see
does
him
something
line
more
that
with-
over there.
Yeah, right. Here's Ludi, 1st and 3rd. Ludi going the other way. Foul ball. Let's see what Ludi tries to do with this guy. I think he's going to probably try to take that curveball falling off the plate to right field. I've seen Ludi do that a lot. Take that ball to right field. Just got to get enough of it. Yeah, I would say this pitcher is, I would say he doesn't have the stuff that the first guy did, right?
We haven't seen him for strokes. That's where we've seen one curveball. The catcher's going to have work, especially with guys on base, if he's going to keep throwing that little slider into the dirt and it's going to spin away from the plate.
I feel like he doesn't have the fastball that first guy had that we saw last game. Does not appear to have a changeup. And it looks to me like that curveball is very easy to track. So I think the Mammoth hitters should have success against this guy, especially the second time through. But even now I feel like they're tracking it. Come on, Ludi. Released a little early with the shoulder there. Got to drive that the other way. It's so easy to say that when you're standing here. It's so hard to do it when you're at the plate. Unless you're professional. We've got people around us talking a little quieter because I just don't know if they're with the other team or what's going on.
The high school players are probably taking care of the field when we're done.
Yeah. I just got to try to ignore him. Yep, he left that curveball over the plate.
No, that's a good play by second baseman.
High chopper over the pitcher's mound.
Across the body.
Second baseman cut it off in the hole, threw across the body, threw out Ludi at first base. Ludi's gonna be disappointed with that, especially if he watches this video back, because that was the same pitch that Casey struck out on. Difference there was that didn't fool Ludi. Ludi just did not just not square it up. He was on time with it.
See if any comments? Any questions?
Let me see any comments. I think we have 13. We have a 13. I think that's 13 viewers. It's about what we had last game.
No, we were upper teens last time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were.
I think we approached 20 a couple times. So they realized that they didn't want to spend much more time listening to two of us.
Yeah, this is probably really the test. Like, how many people come back, right?
Yeah.
We're up to 11. I mean, we're competing with playoff football.
Yeah, I mean,
And what day is it today? Saturday?
today is Saturday.
So on the mound for the Mammoth is Tom Corcoran. Now, the first thing to mention about Tom Corcoran as a pitcher, I find myself when I'm doing these streams, I'm always talking about people in the superlative sense, like this guy's the best, this, the best, that. I'm going to do it one more time. I mean, I almost don't want to do it because it feels like a little bit of a cliche at this point, using that, packaging everything with this guy is the most. But this Tom Corcoran works faster than anybody I've ever seen. Would you say that's true? Have you ever played behind somebody who works as fast as Corcoran?
You know, you got to look at Kenny.
Yeah,
Kenny works fast.
You work fast. Kenny works fast.
Sarah Lampy works
Ryan
fast.
Saralampi is one of the fastest workers. And you guys are all a pleasure to play behind because you work so fast.
I mean, those are like an hour and a half games where it's just...
Cork is almost winding up, though, as he's getting the ball back. I mean, he's had umpires tell him multiple times, look, you got to slow down.
Yeah, trying to hide him, yeah.
We'll see if he slows down at all tonight, or if he's just machine gunning these hitters. So that's the first thing to notice about Tom is his pace.
If you blink, you probably miss a pitch or two.
Now, I can tell you as a fielder, it's just fantastic having a guy who works this fast. You know, if it's a humid day in the middle of a Minnesota autumn, or August in Minnesota, you know, a hot, humid summer day, You want a guy out there who's just throwing. You don't want a guy who's taking a lot of time between pitches. And Cork, in that respect, is a dream. He's got a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. He has a little pitching station set up in his basement. So he works on his pitches in his basement. He's not a guy who did a lot of pitching growing up. He played baseball at, I forget what school he played at, but he was an outfielder, a slugger. I think he started pitching when he was teaching in Japan. He really enjoys pitching. Now, the other thing I was going to suggest, that might be out of here. That's a fly ball off, not a fly ball, a rocket off the base of the fence. When we walked up on these guys, they were finishing their game ahead of us, and they were just tattooing the baseball, destroying it. So, I mean, guys were doing that over and over and over again. This is a tough assignment for Cork. These guys might be the best hitting team in our division other than us. So that's a leadoff double for the Pirates. Mammoth are up 1-0. We got one run, right?
We did. There was a tag up on Billy.
Sac fly, yeah. So it's bottom of the first, 1-0. Man on second, nobody out. That's Cork's fastball. Decent pace on that fastball. We were at the cage doing some work a couple days ago, and Cork did some live pitching. His curveball was really impressive. Let's see who calls this. Fly ball in the infield. Nice play by Matt Grill. Came all the way in from deep second base, caught it behind the pitcher's mound, went out. So Cork did some live pitching in the batting cage a couple days ago. His curveball was really spiking. It was a really sharp break, almost a slider more than a curveball. We all thought it was pretty impressive. I bet this guy can hit. I bet the number 3 guy in this order is a masher. He's built a little bit like Randy. There's a shot to right center. It's kind of what I thought he might do. That's a shot to the gap, opposite field. Man on second comes in, 1-1. This is going to be tough. I would say Cork has plus stuff at the 35 level, but he's not a dominant pitcher. I don't think he would claim to be a dominant pitcher. Nice play by Rob Jones. Forehand. What are we doing there? I don't know. I'm not sure what we're doing there. So Rob caught that on his forehand side, flipped it to Cork, the pitcher covering first, and then Cork spun and threw a little bit of a Hail Mary over to the third baseman, trying to get the guy on second, probably thinking he was going to round third, throw behind him.
There on the base. So.
Yeah. Well, Cork kind of spun and threw. He didn't even really look at what was happening over there. Kind of a risky play. This could be a big out. Ludi's calling it, third base. That's a big out. Stranding that guy on third base. I said in the first game that I used the word moxie. I think I'd use the word moxie in relation to Cork and his pitching. He's got moxie out there. He doesn't have a dominant arm, but he kind of gets by in guile.
Moxie and guile.
Moxie and guile.
It could be like an Old Spice scent.
It seems like there should be a cologne called Moxie. Maybe with Adam Driver.
De Moxie. De guile.
Have you seen that commercial where Adam Driver, you probably haven't seen this, I'm just struck by it.
He comes out of like the ocean?
Yeah, he's like a horse or
Yeah.
something. It's the most
Is that like a centaur? Is that
It's, yeah, a centaur. It's the most bizarre commercial. I mean, I think they actually paired him up with the right animal. Like when if I had to,
Well, I mean, are we talking like a centaur being a natural animal, or?
well, natural or mythological, whatever you want. Like
Sure.
to me, Adam, I think they were spot on with that comp. Like, I think Adam Driver is the Centaur, but it's such a odd commercial.
Well, so we had these conversations with my children, like all over the holiday seasons of, it's a perfume or cologne commercial because they are so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just beyond anything that makes sense, and I think it has to be sort of tongue-in-cheek.
Well, yeah, or I think they're trying so hard to be. I mean, these are
like A-list, like
Yeah.
celebrities that we surmise that I think there's some like language within their contracts when they do movies that there's like a subset where they need to promote a cologne.
Well, that cologne almost has to be satirical, that Adam Driver campaign, because it is preposterous. Here's Randy Schmidt. Randy was going to sit himself. I was there when he was putting the lineup together for this game. Randy's really, really aware of the guys who were on the bench that first game and getting them in this game. So he was going to sit himself, and we talked him off that ledge. We found a way to get him in there and still keep keep everybody who's down here happy. You got to have Randy in this lineup. That's a pitch. I'm surprised he didn't.
I think first time through, like he sees it now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, you could be right. That might be a smart take. Come on, Randy. But Randy's kind of a sleeper 7-hole hitter. He might be the guy who should be batting cleanup, but for Casey. I mean, Cork too, but Cork likes being towards the top of the order. But we saw last game, the second baseman told the right fielder to move in a little bit. And Randy said he saw it, made him angry. He hit a triple down the right field line. Yeah.
You want to make Randy angry.
So that pitch was up and away. Randy actually put good wood on it, but his pitch is middle end. Like, he really likes to turn and burn on those fastballs. That was a fastball up and away. And that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened when you try to turn and burn on an outside fastball. You roll over it. I mean, you see it on major league level all the time. Here's Mike Dahl. I think Mike got a couple at-bats. Did you get a couple of at-bats last game?
He got one when he came in.
Yeah, that's right. Mike came in to pitch, and then I think he stayed in the game somewhere, or he stayed in the batting order, took an at-bat. I don't remember what he did. Showing bunch. Umpire with a delayed strike call.
Strike call on the attempt.
No, I think Mike said pitch, and then the umpire said yeah.
I think he's at attempt.
Okay.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Either way, it was.
So that was a curveball that Mike took, showed bunt. Umpire called strike. My sense with this umpire is it's a looser zone.
That was definitely maybe a little bit.
All right. Well, you're done.
That's actually a good pitch right there. I think that was his best. Yeah, his best curveball.
I mean, that's a good situational pitch.
Yeah,
you don't want to give him something good.
That darted late. That had a late break on it.
Which is maybe he's starting to find it. It's a little bit cooler.
That's like a changeup.
Yeah. What is it, about 8:30 back home?
No, it's because I go like this.
Oh,
That's the first time I think we've seen the changeup. There's a curveball again.
tell me when you're on time.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
Okay. So that was a nubber off the end of the bat. The first baseman, it was a Bill Buckner play. It didn't go through his legs, but it could hardly have been an easier ground
Dahl
ball.
moved down that line. He saw that, and he knew he just had to beat that first baseman because he had already beaten the pitcher.
Yeah, so the first baseman, it rattled around in his glove, spit out in front of him. Dahl was racing down the line. He beat the pitcher there. I think he beats the throw, even if... Yeah. Come over when we're pitching. Then it's okay. At any rate, we got a guy in first base, 1 out, right?
1 out.
Top of the second, the score is 1-1.
1-1.
1-1. This is Pat Ralston. This is Pat's first at bat this tournament.
Had a little action in the field, game 1.
Yeah, he played a little right field. Made a nice catch out in right field. Pat feasts on lefties. I think he'd prefer a lefty out there. He can still hit righties, but...
Oh, go!
Right. Mike's got some wheels.
Yeah, I think
Where's it at?
he's picked up a little bit. I knew he was always, he could move, but right there he was. I think he was off
yeah.
for the run. I mean,
So that was the catcher, right? Trying to throw behind him.
yeah.
Yeah, catcher threw down to first after the
First baseman
pitch.
might not have been ready, but it also was off the line.
The ball got past the first baseman in right field. Mike Dahl moved up to second base. Man on second, 1 out, 2 strikes. Scores 1-1. It's a good curveball. That's what happens when you don't recognize a curveball.
Well, I think the curveball's maybe gotten a little better since the first.
Yeah.
And
I think that's
throwing it a
probably
little more
true.
consistently here.
Now, we talked last game about how Macro likes to go to right field. This is the kind of pitching you love facing if you want to poke one to right. Just follow that curveball, let it go late.
Most everything
Drive
this
it to
guy's
right.
throwing is off the plate.
He struck Casey out with that curveball, and then he got Ludi to ground out on a curveball that started up and dropped over the plate. You're right, though. Everything's been off.
Like
Everything, yeah.
75 to 80% of all pitchers have been outside and down.
Alright, Justin,
Which if you're going to get hurt as a pitcher, it's going to be when you start getting that ball up.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to reserve that curveball that drops over the inner half for surprise pitch. There it is right there.
Yeah.
I think that might be his out pitch. He might start mixing that in more.
got another fireball.
2-1. Man on second, 2 outs. 1-1. Yep.
Level 6, level 7, level 4.
If you read Matt's lips there, you saw that he was a little bothered that he didn't hit that one. I think that was in a spot he could handle. And I think he was trying to punch it to right.
Oh, I want to play Rambo.
It's a big...
Pretty common though when a batter misses the pitch. It's like, I should have had that one. I mean,
You're right. Look at the first baseman. He's playing the line, right? There's a big hole there between first and
hold him on
second.
the second.
Yep.
I
Oh my God.
don't know, just
It's just unbelievable that we have these issues on the base paths. So Mike Dahl just got picked off second base. We had a pickoff in the first game. The first game we had a runner on second who got picked off.
I think the catcher probably feels vindicated after throwing the first one into right field, then cutting him down.
I mean,
See if we got anybody asking anything.
I think we're going to have to score runs to stay in this game. So that stings a little bit. An unforced error that leads to an out.
Grill gets on, then we got top of the order coming back.
Right.
I mean,
And you just really like Matt Grill in that spot because, like I said, I think this kind of pitching, it synchronizes well with his approach up there, which is other way usually.
let's see the chat. If anybody out there wants to ask some questions, we're here all night.
Oh, dude, that one's deep. I don't know.
And now we have Rob Jones.
Rob Jones coming into the booth.
Joining the booth.
Oh, was I supposed to bring some content?
We're on our third hour, so we're running low. There's people around here, so I'm a little reluctant to just let her loose, but we're doing our best.
How's Tom? Just getting his legs under him?
I don't know if he's good.
Yeah.
I feel like he's maybe at 80%,
This-
which is maybe a strategy.
This is what he does. Yeah, he doesn't throw 100%. He's conscious of needing to pitch the whole game, so I think he's going to realize he's going to have to attack these pitchers these batters with his best stuff if he wants to get through the
I know he's got a
couple of
loose
innings.
windup and delivery, but
because they can really hit. That's a good pitch. Woody smothered that with his body. Wow, a nice
Hey, Woody,
play
eat that
by
up, Nate.
over at first base. So Woody caught that on an in-between hop, kind of smothered it with his body, threw a short hop to Nate, but Nate smothered it with his body.
That's a tough.
Great first base. Great first base.
To run
Tell
first
us
base
about that
into
scoop,
another.
that in between where it's not on the grass, so it kind of hits the dirt.
Well, you know, he's watching where the runner is, and he knew he had time to not reach for it.
Yeah.
And so he gave himself as much time as he could to read it, and he just absorbed. Yeah, absorbed. I probably punted.
No, you picked that over there. That's going to drop. There's a little flare to right center. Casey closed well on it. Is that Casey out there?
Yeah.
Covered a lot of ground, but found the hole.
No man's land.
So we are in the bottom of the first. The score is 1-1.
Second.
Bottom of the second, 1-1. Man on first. 1 out.
Do you have forecast, traffic, anything? Do it on the 8th.
Can we get the eye in the sky?
Yeah, I'll have to do some like commercial readings, and I'll have to. Maybe I could make some up. That would be fun.
You would have to know one of the names of the highways down here.
It would be like Garrison Keeler's old radio program, right? Where
I don't know if you can talk.
canceled.
I don't know if you can talk about Keeler. He's canceled.
It'd probably be nothing like that on top of it. So, I went to one of his shows once, Prairie Home Companion, at Northrop Auditorium.
A friend of the broadcast, Pete Larson, took a creative writing class with Keeler
Oh yeah.
at Minnesota.
Wait, they didn't attack.
There's the good fastball. There's a good Corcoran fastball. Pumped it in on the hands. You got the last guy roll over the, or you didn't get the last guy to hit a chopper to hit a chopper to Ryan on that same pitch.
I think Yonke looks like he's receiving well. You guys
Yeah, I haven't been watching
got
him.
an angle on it from here?
We do have a new catcher this game. Mike Lippert has been replaced by
Split.
Chris Yonke. Mike Lippert has been canceled, and
He's not been canceled.
I'm kidding. Mike Lippert's dad is listening, so yeah. To be clear, Mike Lippert has not been canceled. We brought 2 catchers down here, so Lip wouldn't have to do all
So
the
Lip
catching.
did have to catch 8 games in a
Right.
row
Right.
in the Arizona heat, although this is not the same climate.
This is really comfortable, right? Comfortable night? Chopper to Hans. Catch and throw. Right on the numbers. 2 outs.
I think I said it last game, effortless.
Effortless.
He doesn't do the double palm, doesn't tap his glove. It's just
His ball's got a little tail on it.
That's it?
It comes in, he throws it hard enough that it comes in low. And I'm at least always concerned that it's going to short hop, but he's got enough on it that it carries.
Wait, I don't even know.
Yeah, you didn't have any issues over there at first base. Talking to Rob Jones, who played first base last game. There's a shot up the middle. That's probably going to be a single. Drive in the guy on third base. 2-1.
that was a good hit.
The Palm Springs Pirates. Here's the pitcher.
Let's see if he's a two-way player, huh?
He's hitting?
I don't think he's Otani. I think we can dismiss that comp immediately.
He does have the same cleats that I have. I find him to be comfortable.
Where, coach?
You know, New Balance has a reputation. This was my first pair, but you know, I'm reasonably satisfied.
Do they have a reputation of having a good cleat?
People like the New Balance.
Have you been paid as an endorser to say that? Or?
I find them to be a little bit boxy looking. You know, they're not as sleek as Adidas.
Is that though the idea of New Balance, where they're considered the dad shoe?
Yeah.
And so
That fits.
What did you do, Jack?
All right, well, I'm going to clear out to respect
Yeah, come
the
back.
integrity of the opposing pitcher.
Integrity of the stream. Yes. Well, come back. Come back after.
Have you interviewed those dogs yet?
they had a little footage.
Great dogs.
I did get some footage of the dogs. Yeah. They seem like very friendly.
If I know anything
Kind,
about the internet,
personable dogs.
just go
That's
down
the
my
content.
list.
Yeah.
Do we double our views with dog content? Let's check for questions.
Awesome. The question. No, actually, they don't come up there. I thought they came. They were coming up before. They're not anymore.
Where's not good? Top of 3, 1-2.
Top of 3, 2-1, Pirates. So we play tonight, and then we have one game tomorrow. Do you know what time we play tonight?
I think it's a noon start, maybe. So maybe a little earlier than today, but it's still not an early morning start. But we'll be able to enjoy maybe more of the Palm Springs sun.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And then if we win tomorrow, or even if we lose tomorrow, there's a pretty decent chance, I think, given that we haven't surrendered too many runs, that we will. It depends on what happens this game, but if we can win tonight, we'll be in the playoffs tomorrow evening. If we lose this game, then we may have to win tomorrow morning to advance to the playoff round. If we lose this game, we want to limit the runs. So here's Matt Grill again. Matt was in the box when Mike Dahl got picked off second base. So it's as if Matt's up for the second time against his pitcher. I think it took a little off that. Matt hit it gave it a little ride to right field, but caught by the right fielder, one out, back to the top. Hans Hegernus. This is Hans' Mammoth debut. Hans will be a regular Mammoth.
Mammoth tournament debut.
Going
He made his
forward.
debut game 1.
Right, yes, exactly right.
First tournament.
Mammoth tournament debut.
Hans has been on the radar for the Mammoth since last year, once he was going to be old enough to participate.
Hans turned on that. I think it's going to be foul, though. Foul ball down left field now. Yeah, Hans is the manager of the Coyotes. He's got a long history with Randy. So when Randy put the Mammoth together, there was a lot of discussion and collaboration with Hans. Hans' birthday is actually like January 15th or something. So he could have played last year, but, had he been born, because he turns 35 this year, got to be 35 to play in the Federal League. He just missed the cutoff to play in the Federal League last year, and I know it bothered him because, the Mammoth won Federal League, won the state tournament, and went down to Arizona and won that. So it would have been a good year to make your Mammoth debut. But Mammoth got a nice little boost this year in Hans.
As if the Mammoth needed a boost.
Yeah, if there's any Federal League players watching, I'm sure they're going to be thrilled to hear that. Hans is a great dude, too, though.
Just good to be around.
That's a busted bat.
Lumber.
Oh,
In trouble.
whoa. Ooh. Okay, so that was a ground ball in the hole.
He missed the bag. He missed the bag, yeah. Tag was missed. Missed the bag. Guy went back, tagged the bag before he came back.
That's a ground ball to the hole at short. Third baseman did not cut it off. Shortstop gloved it through to first, pulled the first baseman off the bag. But Hans turned his ankle or something as he was
He made
nearing
an
the base.
awkward try to get away from the tag, and,
Okay, yeah. So he tried to avoid the tag. He avoided the tag, but he also avoided the base,
which I think
which both
missed
umpires.
the base because of, I think, the awkward turn on the leg.
Yes, both umpires saw that, made the same call. That Hans missed the bag. First
They're-
baseman tagged Hans. Hans is
They're
up.
quick to shut that down.
Yeah,
We had a pretty good view of it, I think, right here.
I think he got it right.
I think, it was right.
It sounds like everybody in the dugout thought so too. Here's Cork. This is the guy I think. Oh, damn it. I think he just missed that. That's a nice play. Wow, what a play.
That is
Diving play
maybe
by
one
the
of the best
second
plays we've
baseman.
seen in the 2 games so far.
He had a very short throw to first, but he made the throw through Tom Corcoran out by a step. Cork
Nice
really,
pick by the first baseman.
yeah,
On
tough
out,
short
bang,
hop.
bang, like
Cork really hustles down the line, so that was a really nice play by their second baseman.
I think Cork's disappointed that he didn't get some air under there too, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to rely on that staying on the ground like that. Needs to be in the air for him.
Everything about that looked like it was going to be a big at bat for Cork until the ball left the bat, because he was on time. It was in a good spot. Just rolled over it again.
Sometimes they just make good plays.
Second baseman made a nice play.
Because he never called out or saved. He called a mistake.
Should I be done with it?
I haven't asked Cork if Bob, you're a pitcher. I haven't asked Cork if pitching affects his hitting or vice versa. Does it affect yours? Like, is there a strong demarcation in your head or in your performances when you're pitching and hitting? If you struggle in one area and one of those facets, does that carry over into the other for you?
No, I think they're separate. I think what gets you is maybe late in the game. If you're a pitcher on the Skeeters and you've thrown 200 pitches and it's the 8th inning and you have an at bat, you're kind of tired at that point.
Why don't you share with the audience why you might have to throw 200 pitches with the Skeeters? Does that have something to do with the center fielder?
The center fielder demands that complete games are the only way. So,
and maybe the center fielder's cone of coverage out there is very narrow. The balls that would be outs with other teams maybe drop.
and
Ooh, there's another shot. These guys are kind of fun to watch because they hit
Billy's
it.
tracking it. It's over him.
Yeah. So that was a deep fly ball to center field that Bill kind of moved laterally for rather than back for, and it just carried over his head. So Bill misjudged it a little bit. It's tough to
I think that's
play
a
into
tough
these
play.
lights.
I think
Yeah.
initially he had it, and then I think it was all right. I need to get back to the fence because that's where it's going to be.
And again, the ball gets. I
But
think.
again, I believe that guy smoked it
Yeah.
first inning, hit the double off the wall. So he's definitely
Yeah, he's their 3-hitter, right?
someone you need to maybe. I think that's their leadoff. I think this is number 2 here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the guy coming up is the guy who went to right field last time. The Oppo Taco. So we got a guy in second, nobody out. Mammoth are down 2-1, right? This is the bottom of the second? Is it bottom of second, bottom of third? Is it bottom of third?
Let's go bottom. Yeah, bottom third.
Bottom of the third. So bottom of the third, Pirates are up 2-1. Got a guy in second, nobody out. We think we're in the 2 spot in their order, so. And these boys can hit.
Batter didn't just really like the fair call. Didn't say anything, but I think it was a good pitch. I think that's good too.
This umpire's got a very strong presence back there, but I haven't been as impressed with his zone as I was the first guy.
Was this our field on game 1? I think?
Yeah, they just flipped.
Yeah.
So we get 2 umpires down here, and then these double headers, what they typically do is the ump that's behind the plate, game 1, will jump out to the field, and the field guy will be the plate ump, game 2.
So then why don't you go someone else's?
Payoff pitch.
It's a grunt from Cork. I wonder if that was a changeup. Not a lot of hustle from
There
the
was
pitch runner.
a couple, like the last 2 pitches listed
6-3.
a grunt, which I'll say sometimes if I throw in a changeup, I'll maybe make it sound a little extra.
Well, actually, I was talking with Cork in the hot tub, and we were talking about there's sports science that supports the idea that if you want to induce maximum effort, you should make that kind of grunt. That's why tennis players, right? Like
Yeah.
Monica Seles, right? There's a sports science behind that. So I think he's trying to incorporate that into his pitching where, not to get a little bit behind it. Like, that wasn't a changeup. He grunted there, and that was a fastball.
Oh, that was a heck of a play by Casey to cut that off. Sliding through the gap to hold it to a single.
Yeah, that was a nice
Again,
play
that's
by
the
Casey.
guy who hit that spot at the same time that got past Casey. Or not got past him, but just
I think we got to get some credit to his glove as well, though.
Casey.
Casey's glove, though.
No, that was a great play. I'm just saying.
But I mean, like, the glove that he's using, it happens to be a Skeeter teammate. And it's,
I mean, it
it's a
is
really
like
great glove.
24 inches long. So
Casey's using my glove out there. That was a wild pitch. That's the official scoring on that one.
Batter didn't really have to move much, but still went behind down.
Yeah. This is their manager.
This guy looks like he's Nash.
He was nice. I asked him about streaming, and at first he thought I was asking to stream behind the umpire on the field. I think he was confused.
Which
Ooh, there's a shot. Who is that out there? Is that Dahl?
is Dahl.
So line drive to left field. Dahl took a couple steps back, angled back on it, cut it off.
I'll say there's
First
nothing
and third.
cheap about these hits these guys are getting.
No, and when we walked up on him after the first game, it was the same thing. They're tattooing the baseball. First and third, one out, Bob.
Yeah.
Bottom of the third. Mammoth down 2-1. I think this is going to be a tough one. We're going to have to score some runs. Another barrel to center. Hit not quite as hard. Billy makes a catch. It's going to score the guy from third base. 3-1 Pirates.
It might be 4-1. Because they had that double earlier, and then that guy hit the shot to Casey, which I think we might be at 4-1. We'll double check it. I just heard Lip say they had 2 and they scored 2.
Okay, so we think it's 4-1. Bottom of the third.
I honestly think we're going to score runs. I don't know if we want to get in a battle with these guys.
Yeah, this is the one where... Yeah. Ooh, diving attempt by Hans up the middle. Gets by him. Yeah, I mean, these guys are like a heavyweight prize fighter. You kind of want to be a boxer in this instance rather than a guy who's just trading punches in the center of the ring, because it does damage to both fighters, right? I mean, if both teams are giving up a lot of runs, it's going to hurt both of them in the tiebreak when it comes to playoffs. So we want to box with these guys rather than just exchange body punches.
So far, we're getting solid.
So far, they're working us over like a heavy bag, unfortunately.
Great.
Yeah, that pitch just fell off the plate. That's the worst the hitters looked against Cork yet. It's a little slider.
Went back to the well.
This is a game where we really want Kenny.
It's cracking.
They're not getting cheated on some of those. They're not.
I'm going to have to outscore them.
Yeah. Barrel.
I mean, the good news is I think their pitcher's hittable. I think they're going to hit that guy.
We should have score one.
Yeah.
Back here.
Boy, this batter's a little woozy. So batter got hit on the top of the head by a Corcoran. I think that was a curveball. Kind of staggered a little bit. Cork is going over there asking him if he's okay. The batter kind of offered the top of his head at the baseball. So he didn't catch it in the ear flap or the temple. He caught it right off the top, which is where you want to catch the ball like that. Because
there's a curveball that I think he was waiting, maybe saw the spin, waiting to get away, and then it just didn't maybe break at all.
yeah. I mean, it started behind his helmet and then curved into his helmet. Cork just lost control of that one a little bit. Yeah, this is a game where we need Kenny because I don't know that Cork's going to be able to last 7 innings. Nice play by Hans to end the inning. That's a big out.
Yeah.
Bases loaded. Got him to roll over. So that's good. I mean, we're through 3.
4-1.
4-1.
No, because like for my ocean.
Motherfucker was, he was standing
Got
here
it in the
like,
chat room.
yeah, and that. You alright?
Chat room is a ghost town. I think we have, I can't read that, but 16.
What, the 16?
16, all right.
I don't know where your glasses are.
That's pretty good. If I have my glasses on, I can't see the field.
The action.
Yeah.
Are you at the point of bifocal? Is that sort of the...
I should.
You get best of both, where you can read and you can see distance.
I should. I mean, I just got my eyes checked, and I talked about bifocals, but
Do they strongly recommend them?
no, I mean, you know, reading glasses work.
Yeah.
It's just
All those
depressing.
cheaters.
Yeah, it's just depressing because I know my eyes are never going to go back the way they were, right? Like, I'm stuck with reading glasses the rest of my life.
Yeah. I mean, once that cat's out of the bag, usually it's...
Yeah, they're not going back. Now, they have these eye drops, apparently, that, have you heard about these? They have these eye drops that work like reading glasses. So you put them in your eyes, and then for like 5 or 6 hours,
Really?
they do something to your eyes where you don't need to be wearing reading glasses. The problem right now is it's pretty expensive for these drops. I mean, they were just approved by the FDA, I believe. But I talked to the eye doctor about those, and she said they're just kind of expensive. Or they will be expensive. Okay, who we got? Nate Stark. We gotta settle in here. We gotta start settling into our punches as a team.
The middle.
It feels like we need to string a couple runs here, right? Stay close to these guys, because like you said, they're gonna score.
Now's the time to get a few.
I do feel like,
Pressure on. Because right now they are not concerned at all.
yeah, and I do feel like he's gotten better. I think he's throwing a little bit harder now, and I think his curve's got a little bit more bite than it did in the first inning, which makes sense. He's an older dude.
That, I mean, I love that the pitcher didn't even make an attempt for it. That is me, like, straight through.
So
I'm
the
not going to jump. I'm not going to...
the catcher threw the ball back to the pitcher, and the pitcher didn't even lift his glove above his waist. He just knew he wasn't going to get it, so he just kind of slumped his shoulders and let the ball sail well over his head.
He's making enough effort out there.
Yeah, ooh, now we got short hop.
Again, I probably...
Crow
would
hop
let
off the
that
mound.
go. Other than having played a lot of first base, I like to sort of pick those.
He hustled for it, though. Nice crow hop off the mound. Retrieved the baseball. Did not give his catcher a dirty look. That's Bob Gordon. That's daggers. That's a base hit up the middle. Pitcher almost tried to bare hand that, but Nate hit it pretty hard. So I think that's Nate's maybe third hit of the day. Nate came out swinging. There's Casey Johnson. Casey to turn on one of these pitches. This feels like one of those at bats where Casey hits a seed and it ends up in an outfielder's glove. We need a seed that doesn't end up in an outfielder's
I
glove.
think this is going to be cases that bad.
Man on first, nobody out. Top of the fourth. Mammoth down, we think 4-1. Oh, that's the pitch he's going to hit. Fair ball, fair ball. I actually think that was foul. Pitcher is saying no. Nope, hold him there. That's a good play. Second and third, that's a double. Pulls in for double. So both the catcher and the pitcher are saying no. I actually thought that was foul, but I thought it was foul.
It was tough. Like, it landed. The first hop was fair. It was hard to see that second one.
It would have had
off
an
the
angle
base.
over the outside corner of the base because
Front, like,
yeah,
corner.
yeah, the front, yeah, the corner that's on the baseline. So that was a double by Casey, moves Nate Stark to third. So second and third. It was a one-hop line drive down the third baseline that
Team hit
might
as
have been
good as
foul.
these guys.
They hit foul.
They're not getting cheated. Like, everything feels like it's connecting with the barrel.
Any strike is hit, put in play,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and half of them are very hard hit. They probably have about the 6 top exit velocities that the Mammoth have given up in the last year.
Oh, come on. Oh, he was foul. He was in foul play, right?
Yeah, he was in foul territory.
So that was a ground ball down the third base line that hit Nate Stark, the base runner, but Nate was in foul territory, so he's not ruled out. If he had been in fair territory, he would have been out.
That's just good base running, staying in foul territory.
This is the time for Billy.
This is where he was clutching the.
Yeah, we need. This is where we need Billy to kind of dial
Good eye,
in.
good eye.
It's a good eye. Yep. You said in the first game, it took Billy a couple of games down in Arizona to find his stride, but when he did, it was Billy baseball. And this is the moment, I think, when we need to see Billy baseball. That's a pitch. That's the pitch right there. Yeah.
I think a topic for the hot tub tonight is going to be where would Casey rank in the arm wrestling power rankings for this Pirates team? He might not be in the top half. I think we throw the best we got against them. We got about 9 guys that can beat them.
We did a arm wrestling power ranking last night with the Mammoth. Oh, that's a good pitch. Casey's got something of a reputation on the Skeeters for being a really good arm wrestler. We got 1 out, 2nd and 3rd. Top of the 4th, Mammoth down 4-1. So I arm wrestled Casey last night, and
No, you didn't.
I grabbed his hand. It was like grabbing a bear paw. I mean, the man has got just dinner plates for hands. I mean, he's not a big dude. Like, we'll point him out when he gets up here. But from, like, his elbow down, he's built like Paul Bunyan. So he just grabbed me with his bear paw. Well, that's a hit. Yep. Hit by pitch, bases loaded. Did he rubbing it a little bit? Bases, oh, this is what went up. The bases loaded, Randy Schmidt.
Yeah, no. Casey did not flinch as you were shaking.
Right, so we say go. And I can't move him off center. Like, it's his hand doesn't move. I'm giving everything I got. I'm looking down, I'm grunting, and apparently he's just sitting there laughing.
Just laughing and just like making these oh no faces that. And then he's like, all right, I'm gonna stop messing with Tom, and just pinned him.
Attaboy, Randy. Oh, just foul. I think that was the right call there.
That was hard to tell. From this angle, it looked like he had it like.
Yeah, it usually does.
I actually don't know, but I think that was very close. Let's see what Randy thinks afterwards.
We'll get Randy's opinion. There's not a lot of protest here.
Yeah, Randy gave him a look, but I think it was more of a look. He was disappointed that it wasn't fair and not a look like, how could you call that foul? See where this guy goes after that. I mean, Randy kind of showed his hand as a turn and burn kind of hitter. That was a ball that
Right fielder hasn't moved
40
from his
feet.
original spot though, so
you either got to go really in on Randy or keep it away and he'll roll it over. You can't go middle in. You got to go in, or away. Randy
that
gave
was
me.
100.
What was that? A pitch that just kind of fell off the
I
table,
think that
off
was
the
a
plate?
changeup that might bounce on the plate or just behind me.
I think I'd go in here. You really got to be careful with him. He went in.
Yeah.
I think he went in enough. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can go in on Randy, but you got to get it in. Can't be middle in. It's got to be in.
Like
Yeah.
on top of the
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah. And now you tease him with something off speed off the plate again, right? That little curveball. Yeah.
Started out and try and catch the outside.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's setting up outside. See if it's that fastball or the curveball. No, it's fastball. Randy got it. That's a base hit. That's a base hit.
Why is he going back? Let's see. 2 outs, right? We have 2 outs?
No, we don't have 2. I think we have 1.
Oh, we had 2.
Nice at bat by Randy. So he tried to pump a fastball away instead of what Bob said he would have thrown would have been this guy's little curveball. Instead, he tried to pump a fastball off the plate. Randy was
He got
there.
enough of it. He's
Yeah.
strong enough to muscle it out there.
hit it up the middle. Yeah, he didn't barrel it, but I think he hit it on the trademark, but he's strong enough to get it through. We got bases loaded, 1 out, Mike Dahl at the plate. That was the pitch he probably wants to hit in this at-bat. That was, to me, it was middle. Choice cut, USDA.
Why the trees look like
It's a curveball.
Yeah.
Mike talking to himself.
Dahl was a little disappointed that he kind of pulled out on that and instead of,
I think so.
keeping that front shoulder down and just driving it over second base.
I think he probably anticipated that pitch was coming too after he saw the fastball in the first one. I think he got the pitch he was expecting, and he just didn't do what he wanted to do with it. 2 strikes, 0-2. Ooh.
It's a little nerve-wracking because the ump has a little bit of a delay in his strike call, so it's like you're not like that's the ball, right? And
That was close. Like that was a really nice
I
pitch
don't know
by
if
the
there's
pitcher.
anything verbal where he's saying it and then he gives his.
Nice changeup. Mike will get to first. He's very fast. Okay, called him safe at second base. Apparently the fielder at second was not on the base when he received the ball. Threw it to first, so he never touched the base. So that is an infield single.
Which is usually pretty.
Scored a run. I think we're 4-3 now. 1 out.
There's usually a little bit of liberty given at that second base turn, just kind of protecting the fielder. That if you're around the bag, usually.
Certainly the major leagues. I don't know if they're as generous on our level. I don't actually know what the answer to that is.
There's so few opportunities, I think, sometimes for.
Here's Chris Yonke. Now, this is Chris's first at-bat in a Mammoth uniform. I've actually never seen him play. I did throw some...
Did he get added in the bottom?
No, it's an AB. So he's ABing with Pat
he's ABing
Ralston.
with Pat,
Yeah,
that's right.
which means he trades off at-bats with Pat. I did throw to Chris in the batting cage before the game. What I noticed about him, he's really short to the ball. If you look where his hands are, he keeps his hands tight, and he really just drops the hands through the zone. I told him I think his challenge is going to be staying on time with his slower pitching. Like, I think he's trained his hands and his swing to be good against quicker pitching. And as someone who's done that, I mean, I've done that too, and it's hard sometimes to time the slower stuff. You got a shorter swing, so it should be easier, but
Where does Yankee come to us from? Is he a Brewer or is he a Cardinal?
I know he plays in the Brewers, and I think he plays. I don't know where he plays in the season rebel. Maybe the Cardinals. No, because the Cardinals have
No.
they have Mike Lewis, who's caught forever. Sea donkeys, probably a donk.
I'm not surprised.
He's
But I'm curious to see. I'd like to see him take a cut against pitching that's probably slower than he's accustomed to. I like his approach, though. I like his how short he is to the baseball. A little bit of a Molitor. Just very compact with his hands.
good eye.
Yep.
Not biting on the stuff.
This is his first at bat. It's a big moment, so this is an impressive at bat, right? There's got to be some anxiety up there. He's staying short. He's staying contained. 3-2. Attaboy. Oh no. He hit a seed to the third baseman. And almost like the third baseman caught that with his wrist.
Yeah. That was on quick.
Third baseman caught it. Lutzka had no choice. He had no chance there. Third
He
baseman
was so
caught
close
it.
to the base, and I mean,
Just took 2 steps and stepped on the base for a double play. So I believe the score, I think the score is, I think Rob's coming over. I think the score is 4-3. We'll find out then.
I think it's 14, yeah. Sounds about right. So we need. What would be really nice here is a quick one.
Yeah, that hurts, man. Bases loaded. Chris really hit that. That was one of the hardest hit balls we've seen tonight, I think.
On our side.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, really short to the ball. He just slashed through that baseball.
We are up to 25. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Oh, we got
Oh, my
here.
goodness.
You can read that. People are talking. Okay, I'm gonna let you hold it. What's the score up? I think it's 4-3. 4-3.
Yeah, that was a bad break. Would have been 5-3.
So
I'm sorry,
we think this team, the Pirates that we're playing, is out of the Palm Desert, Palm Spring area. There was a comment made that they will be sleeping at home tonight. Oh, Dan's already on that. As far as velocity on the opposing pitcher, it's hard to tell. He's throwing a lot of, mixing it up quite a bit. I mean,
Who's asking? Is it somebody who's played 30? What's it?
Quang 039.
Okay, well, if you're familiar with like Federal League pitching, I would call it like a slightly above average fastball on the Federal League level. It's not a plus fastball. He actually relies more on his curveball than his fastball. He's been leaving the curveball off the plate against righties, trying to get guys to chase. So not a plus fastball. Decent. That's a base hit.
Yeah. Down the line, he's looking for 2. He's going to hold up. Casey got to it quick. 44 there, maybe has some lower leg weakness. He wasn't moving too
Bilateral leg weakness.
Yeah.
I actually think it was a groin. I think he might have pulled his groin. Running first.
Quang 039. Tom, are you hitting this game? Tom will probably offered a AB.
Well, thanks for asking Quang.
Oh, that's Ken.
Oh, Ken.
Oh, K Wang. Yeah.
I prefer Quang. Thanks for asking Quang. Actually, I
I should have figured that out at 39 too.
I was supposed to be batting, but it won't surprise you to know that I talked Randy out of batting me because I was watching these guys bat, and I said to Randy, you got too many. If I'm in there, you got to get more A-listers in there. So let's take me out, and I'll bat tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I won't be batting tonight. It's fine. This is fun. I mean, I'm a little wary. I have some consternation about what's coming tonight because Rob, you were there, Ken. You saw the bases, the inside the park home run. I
Did
put
Ken
that in
see that
quotes.
one?
Yeah, I think he was watching. He watched the game. So I gotta deal with that in the hot tub tonight with Rob Jones. I mean, it was a great moment for him, and there's nobody I'd rather see that happen to. But as kind of a frenemy relationship with Rob,
A great moment for Rob at the detriment of Tom.
yeah. It's just a tremendous amount of ammunition in his pouch right now tonight when we're in the hot tub and we're taking shots at each other. I mean, what can I say? Like, he hit an inside the park home run,
Yeah.
and
Here you go.
I'm streaming.
Yeah, it's.
But again, all kidding aside,
Oh,
I told him I was walking out of the bathroom when it happened. I got chills. I was so happy for Rob. It's just so great that he did
the
that.
situation too. At this point, it was tied 4-4.
It's the biggest hit of the game. It was
Yeah.
the biggest hit of the game. I mean, Nate
started it, but then
Nate got the Tom tip of the cap for the game, but that was the biggest hit of the game. Rob's inside the park home run. I mean, we're
that how
calling.
they
Yeah, let's call it a triple, but. He's sounding more and more like Monica Seles with every. Ooh. Okay, so that was a fist job to Matt Grill. Fielded the ball. The man at first stopped running. And
then he
Matt
threw a 90-mile-an-hour P at Stark from about 15 feet.
So Matt kind of started running towards first, take the runner who had stopped running, and then it was like a Favre bullet pass.
So
Favre
in
his
that
prime.
situation, do you ignore the runner, flip it over to Stark, and now you got that guy caught in
Probably.
because that guy's not running. He's just trying not to get.
Especially because he had the groin.
Yeah.
He had some kind of groin issue.
So this is a leadoff hitter who has been just outstanding.
Seems locked in.
I was just talking about how insufferable you're going to be tonight in the hot tub when we're talking about the hit you had. I mean, I was thrilled for you, of course, but there's a part of me that realizes
Something
you
that
just
you could
became
have
a lot-
never done.
you just became a lot more difficult for me to deal with the next couple of days.
And I don't even think Rob has to say anything.
Ooh, that's a good fastball.
I'm playing on this.
Yeah, you can just look and just shrug.
Yeah.
And
Whenever I get some kind of advantage, you just give me a look like, do I really have to bring it out, Tom? Or can I just look at you? That was a really good fastball. That was his best fastball of the night, Corks. So we were talking earlier about how Cork likes to throw. You noticed it, Bob, and Cork didn't tell you this, but it's true. He likes to throw at about 80%. Like that right there, right?
he's definitely being cautious here.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to give it a different look. First 2 looks.
I think there's some friendly banter between Quirk and the batter, which
There's the fastball. I see. That's a. If he threw it that hard every time, he'd be really, really effective.
but for how long? Maybe that's part of it.
Can you catch me up on how number 4 got on base?
The guy at second.
Guy at second.
That was the ground ball that Grill. He made the play and then he ran the guy who was on first base back towards first, and then he threw to Stark and Stark dropped the ball.
But it was
Yeah, it was a really hard throw. Oh. It's a ground ball that snuck underneath Lutzka's glove at third base. Bases loaded, 1 out. Is that
Sounds
right?
right, yeah.
And the score's 4-3.
Yeah.
Then?
That's what I have.
Okay.
This guy has also hit the ball very hard twice.
Ooh, this is
Right
a
at
good
Casey.
hitter.
Casey made a great play at second at bat to keep him at a single. But
This is their Randy,
again, I don't think that, well,
except he went the other way.
this guy's batting the 3 ball.
Yeah, but I mean, just in terms of his build and how hard he hits the baseball. But he went the other way twice. And Randy doesn't really do that. I mean, this guy's compactly built, right?
Is this the line of discussion you want this feed to go on? I mean, muscular legs, strong buttock. Back looks powerful.
He did it.
Broken bat. Oh, that runner is in the way.
Put it on!
Throw, Grilly.
Okay, that's a flare over Nate. Nate ran into the runner at first base. The ball landed well beyond Nate. I don't think Nate makes the catch, but the base runner did run into him, or Nate ran into the base runner.
Casey's
So
pretty mad out there.
Randy's coming out now to talk to the umpire. I don't know what the rule is there. Do you guys know what the rule is there?
Casey's adamant that the runner cannot interfere.
Yeah, the runner has the obligation to get out of the way of the player fielding the ball.
Even if it was clear that there's no intent, because clearly it was just.
He was standing still, like, and Nate. I think they got tangled up. I think Nate has a play on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say that's reversed. Like, how is that unwound? Runners out, guy stays put.
I think that's probably the easy call that they just made. Like they're saying.
So they
safe,
call them
'cause
safe.
That seems like everybody just watched it happen.
Trying to hear what the umpire's saying.
Well, no, why? So I'm an ump, right? Like I
Oh boy.
collegiate baseball.
Oh boy.
What are you saying?
This is a case of umpire momentum, where they want to just let what everybody saw happen, and they probably know that it's correct to call him out, but that's a harder call.
So you're
You could be right. So the umpire is saying that the runner tried to get out of the way. Lippert's saying it
It was
doesn't
clearly
matter.
incidental, and Lippert's argument is that it doesn't matter if it's incidental or.
It's their obligation to not touch the fielder.
Umpire's not saying the runner didn't
The
move, and
runner's in a
Nate
hard
basically
position,
ran
too.
into
He didn't
him.
do anything. He just stood there and
That's like when the ball hits you.
yeah.
That's not intentional.
So the umpire's point, is that the runner didn't move, so it's not runner obstruction in that sense. Nate basically ran into the runner. I actually agree with that. Like, I don't think the runner moved. I think they just got tangled up. But I don't know what the rule book rule is. Lip is still pleading his case. Umpire's giving him a good listen, but I don't think he's going to change his mind, because then he's going to get the other manager over here. Like you said, Rob, then it just, I give the umpire some credit there for listening to the argument. And
I think they're in a no-win situation here where it's like, hey, you got enough. But it's like, well, they also scored a run, right?
I actually think that the field umpire, I think he's pretty good. I mean, did an excellent job, I thought, in game one behind the plate. I'd be curious what his
You
interpretation.
had a good view though. You thought he was good.
Yeah, I did think he was good. No, that's a fair ball down the line. That's going to score. No, that's not going to score a run. So that's a ground ball down third base line. Runner goes from second to third. Dahl got it in quick, prevented him from going home. So let's do a quick reset here. What's the score?
We no longer recall.
I think it's 5-3.
5-3.
Because it was 4-3. They scored one.
And what inning are we in?
Bottom four.
Bottom
Just
four?
wait. You'll do an update on the 8s. And we'll get all will get discounted.
And
we don't actually have a time.
it's just that people want to know, and I don't know the answer to these questions. It feels like I have one job. There's Cork kind of, that was like a slow arm changeup. That was not a changeup based on his grip. That was really a changeup where he just slowed his arm down. But it did the job. All right, thanks, Rob. We're going to get an inning and score for everyone shortly. It's amazing, despite the fact that we're sitting back here and all we're doing is talking about the game, we lose track of these things. Should I go into the dugout and see what guys are saying? We'll go in the dugout after this inning.
We'll see how the game comes along to see if we get a Tom tip of the cap to himself, and AB. Not sure that we haven't really established Tom tip of the cap rules. If you can
I turn that on myself? That's a really good question.
we'll welcome any comments on.
Can you give yourself a tip of the cap?
If it's earned,
And why
it's
not?
earned.
But why not? I mean,
If it's earned, it's earned.
if your position is I can't, I want to hear the argument. Because by God, tonight in the hot tub, I'm going to argue that one can do that. So it looks like we got Matt Grill leading off. Yep, Grill and then Top. So we're in a good spot here. We got
For
a couple
as
of pesky Coyotes leading off.
interesting as that inning was, for them to have only scored one, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big change up that Clark just threw.
We're gonna get an update here from Rob Jones.
What do you got, Rob?
Score is 5-3.
All right,
Top of the fifth.
Top of the
Okay.
fifth.
Yep.
We're the visiting team, Tom. That means we hit first.
Yep.
How do they determine home and visitors? Because we've been visitors twice now.
We have. Randy said we're home both games tomorrow.
I
Well, we
mentioned,
only have one guaranteed game tomorrow,
Yes.
I mentioned on the stream that
which is
Yep. That,
okay.
I mean,
I likened you to Mark Spitz, and I think everybody just got a good shot of that mustache. So
where are we playing tomorrow? We're not here.
No, I don't believe so.
no, we're somewhere else.
The Corcoran extended family. Just wanted to confirm location.
Do you still have your papers, Tom? It says on the papers.
Like, we're just the broadcasters, man. You know, I mean, why would we know where the team's scheduled to play? Is that something a
'Cause
broadcaster is
you
supposed
put
to
it,
know?
Well, you put it in Bob's bag. So that's
And
one of the
you-
reasons why.
There's
could
multiple
conceivably
reasons
know,
why
yeah.
I should know. Yes.
Dan is pulling for you, Tom, to have an at bat and be able to.
Who is that? Brother Dan?
No,
Who's that?
Smolik.
Oh, Diamond or Dan Smolik. Excellent. Yeah. So what's going to happen, Dan? Is I think I'm going to play tomorrow.
He's heard the story, but
I successfully talked Randy out of playing me this game, but I think
for those of you who know Tom, that's the most Tom thing that can be done. is
I'm on
to-
a collision course with a start tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid that one. So tune in tomorrow. See if I can somehow justify giving myself my own tip of the cap. We may have to make it the Bob Gordon big game.
No,
if
I
I'm
like
in the
Tom
game?
Tip of the cap. That's very. It flows well. I think no matter what, if you get a hit tomorrow, or if you even get a walk or get on an air, you just need to give us the tip of the cap.
Right. I mean, if we're just talking about ceilings and people who reach their ceiling, like a line drive to center, for me, would be worthy of a tip of the cap. It would be like a home run for Cork. So we'll see what happens. My body works a little bit better during the day when it's warmer out too. Looks like Matt is having a conversation with the umpire. Looks like it's a very affable conversation. I do give the umpire a lot of credit. I felt like he handled that really well. He heard Lip out.
I think Lip wanted to continue the conversation, but he was like, all right, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think
We're
Lip
going to
did-
agree to disagree, and we're going to move on. And
I think Lip did a good job too. I mean,
Yeah, I
I don't
mean-
think Lip extended it too far. I think he went as far as he thought he could go, and then he just said, "Okay."
I feel like that's Lip. Like he's, you know,
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see Lip going too far. I see Lip going as far as he can go and then stopping. That's going to drop. No, it's not going to drop. That is going to drop.
He was moving.
That guy took some short, choppy steps. Covered a lot of ground with them. A little bit of a Casaza stride, I would say, but lacking the Casaza speed. Certainly the Casaza physique. Probably the Casaza personality. But in every other respect, it was Casaza-like. And we got Hans.
Might be an opportunity for
A bunt? I think you let Hans swing.
Yeah,
right?
I think you let him swing. But
So what was the score that Rob shared with us? What was the score? 5-3. And what inning are we in?
we're in the top of the
5-3, top of the 5th. We have a 2.5-hour window that we can start an inning in. I wonder if they would just waive that since this is the last game of the night.
I doubt it.
There's a 3-hour time limit on these games, and we're not supposed to start an inning after 2.5 hours. I don't know where we're at, but this game's a little bit.
Well, sorry. Do we get if you click on our viewers, do we see how much time we've elapsed?
Oh, good idea. What does that say? 121?
120.
Okay, so
we
we're-
started a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we still got over an hour at this spot.
I'm sorry, everybody.
It does get tiring, doesn't it? I mean, I find, I feel like my tongue gets a little thick after I've been doing this for like 5 hours. My head gets a little tired. I feel like I stop having anything interesting to say at all. I wonder what I'm
that's
doing.
a great piece of hitting.
Oh,
that's fair.
Foul. I think that was foul too. I think he got that
That
right.
is such a bad angle for me right here because that looked like that was on the inside.
Let's see
but
what Hans says.
Again, I mean, I don't think the ump has, a worse view than I do.
Exactly, and I don't see Hans
There's no
saying anything.
argument.
Yep.
If anything, it's just disappointment because that would have been a change in the game.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those now, right?
I mean,
Just
that
followed by
potentially scores drill.
an eyelash. Yeah, and I mean Hans has got good speed. He's probably at least on second, maybe on third. Oh my God.
That's a tough one because he called that one straight.
Yeah. Hans seemed nonplussed by that situation, but that sure did look to me like that was going to be strike 3. Umpire signaled low on it though. Full count. This is a big at bat. Rolling into the cork portion of the order, so we got to get Hans on. Good at bat. No, don't go.
The catcher's not afraid to throw it down there too. He's got a good run.
There's no reason to go when you've got cork. And I mean, Matt was smart. Matt went as far as he could safely go and then turn back.
That's the thing though. Often he elicits a throw and he's going to make it to third. But
Yeah. So now we got Cork. This is probably Cork's biggest moment of the tournament so far. I mean, if you set aside the fact that he's a starting pitcher, this is his biggest at-bat. This is when we need Cork to be Cork. First and second, nobody out. Cork's rolled over a couple of very hittable pitches. I mean,
last
Cork's,
at bat, second base made a great play.
yeah. Cork's, I mean, his box score actually looks pretty good. He had a couple of hits game 1. But we haven't seen Cork really get into one.
When you see him unleashed, that ball is going to.
He hits that building out there.
Is within reach.
Yeah, so it's 320 down the line, 350 to center, 350 to the gaps, and then 390 to center. Cork sharing a funny anecdote with the umpire.
There's
Some kind of conference going on. Looks like they're bringing somebody in to get loose. You might be a batter too late, my friend.
they're making a pitching change. It's kind of an unusual one to do in the middle of the count, unless there's a.
My assumption is they're bringing a guy in to warm up, but do you think maybe they're going to do a switch?
Well, I mean, when we did that last game, I mean, it was basically like just switch out. I mean, I thought he might have been getting a new glove. you know.
And I think you're right. It looks like they're doing a pitching change. No,
Because
I
they
think,
were third.
yeah, they brought that guy in to warm up, so that guy's going into the pen. They're just moving some defenders around.
Pieces of the puzzle.
Cork waving to the camera. He's completely unconcerned with the magnitude of the moment.
It's his count right now. He's 2-0. He's got to be looking at one pitch and one pitch only, am I right?
Yeah, you know, on the amateur level, you talk about mistake pitches, and guys don't miss mistake pitches.
I don't think that's the pitch.
That wasn't his pitch, right? But to me, Cork's like he's a rarity on the amateur level where, not a rarity, but if you make a mistake pitch to Cork, he doesn't miss it.
That was a 2-0 change.
Change up, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't a mistake pitch. That was just a good pitch. Come on, Cork. Oh, that's not his pitch either. That pitch was off the plate, a fastball. Outer half. Not a pitch that Cork can do much with. Unless he tries to shoot it the other way. That's 2 outs, right? Or 1 out. 1 out.
I mean, they're talking about rolling it up, so I'm depending on them to know the situation.
The good news is that we have Nate Stark up there now. Probably our best hitter at this point in terms of his production. Now, it's just been a game and a half, but Nate had a 2-run double in the first inning of game 1, RBI, sac fly.
I think they got some questions
Third
on
inning.
the health of the pitcher after that last throw where it was kind of a soft arm throw that went significantly out with an immediate "Are you okay?" and he went to his arm. So we got someone coming in from the pen. He'll probably be given as many pitches as he wants if this is due to an injury.
Do you think we could get a sponsor for this portion of the stream? Call to the pen? Who would be our sponsor? You know, based on like what we've been enjoying in the house so far, who would be a good sponsor for us?
We've
Brought
been-
to you by Eggs? Could we just have Eggs sponsor us? Just Eggs?
the general
Yeah.
idea of
Or just the egg. Brought to you by the egg. We've eaten a lot of eggs.
well, I mean, so there's 6 of us, right? And there's a number of breakfast sandwiches and breakfast tacos being consumed. So
I think the egg would work. The humble egg. Brought to you by the humble egg.
there's also
We
been
need a tagline then.
a lot of coconut water consumed, a lot of sparkling water via Kirkland been consumed.
I mean, we could talk about. This guy's got a little sidearm action.
Yeah.
We could talk about the alcohol. It's not like we haven't really been losing compared to like a lot of teams down here, I'm sure. I mean, we've had a few cocktails, but we're not a big party house, so I don't think we want to be brought to you by beer. I don't think,
Again, just like generic beer,
just the food stuff
I think
rather than a brand. Maybe it should be brought to you by the sea lion. Maybe we should incorporate something like a sea lion.
Yeah, and I don't know if we need to relive that story for those who may have already heard it once and who don't need to hear it again.
Bob was attacked and nearly eaten by a sea lion. That's a little hyperbole. There was a sea lion involved, that much is true. Attacked might be a little over the top. Eaten might be a little bit even more over the top.
There is a definite sea lion warning given.
As only a sea lion can deliver. Kind of a
1-0 count.
I seem to find myself in these precarious positions where I don't know how I got into it. But
right. It wasn't so much an angry bark by the sea lion. It was more like an exasperated bark. Like, really?
you're trying to relax here, and you can't trouble yourself to get your fancy shoes wet. in the
Bob was
breaking-
running away from a wave and almost ran into a sea lion that was lolling on the beach with his mate. Gave Bob a very exasperated bark. Sea lion, man, if that thing had gotten into you, you would have been ragdolled. And like you said, did any of us step in and pull you away? I don't know. I do not know. All right, let's get back to the game.
There were zero concern on any of y'all's faces.
It's more like, is he gonna survive this? All right, 2-1, first and third,
Big spot for me.
big stop. Let's talk about this pitcher. It looks like he's got pretty good stuff. We saw something like a 3/4. The pirate that comes to mind is Kenta Culvey, although Kenta Culvey was he was a submariner. He was like Quisenberry sidearm. This guy in warm-ups was more, I don't know what modern pitcher you compare him to because I'm not a student of the modern game, but there's that pitch I'm talking about.
That's a tough one because that is coming across the plate.
I'm with you. It kind of frisbees it up there. It's one of those frisbee fastballs that kind of sidearm slings it in there. And he doesn't throw every pitch with that arm slot. Let's see if he does. Here he's coming back again. Now that was clearly a ball. I mean, Nate did a good job making contact, but it's not a pitch he should have swung at.
Well, it feels like that was like the pitch before, whereas like the same pitch yet the first one came into him and this one stayed out.
Yeah, and then in that respect, maybe Nate felt like it was going to be in the same place. Okay.
That was a good throw.
Bases loaded. I think 1 out. Casey Johnson. This is the guy we were talking earlier about, his arm wrestling prowess. You can't see his bear paws from here, but the man has got some dinner plates for hands. Very, very strong
Just
hands and wrists.
Goofed up. That is a tough pitch.
Mammoth had a lot of elite production this summer, but I think aside from Quark, I think you can make the case that Casey hit the ball harder than anyone else. And that's why he's batting cleanup. It's a big moment. Come on, Casey. Oh, he got caught reaching. It's going to be a tough play, but
He's safe.
all right. The runner got in under the tag, under the force at second base. Who was it at first? Who got down there? Oh, that's Nate Stark. Oh, shit, I think he's hurt.
You know,
Was he
I
calling
don't know
timeout?
if it was so much
Calling
under
timeout,
the
okay.
tag. I think it was just
He beat the throw,
He beat
right?
the throw.
So
I
that
mean,
was
I
a
think-
soft chopper to the shortstop.
I feel like that plays the first base, I guess. I mean, Casey's going to get down there. I think the easier play, but
Shortstop tried to catch the runner going from first to second. Nate got there, so that's
It was
an
quick.
infield single, scored a
he
run.
was right on top of it.
Yeah,
No
it was-
hesitation.
Yeah, and you didn't see any complaints from the other team. So what do we have now for a score?
It should be 5-4 now with Billy again.
In a big spot?
for Bill.
Ludi on deck and then Randy. I'd like to see us get to Randy. If we get to Randy, we've scored some runs. Okay, he frisbeed up some kind of. Oh, he gave Billy a look. So he frisbeed up some kind of off-speed pitch that Billy kind of flailed at, and then the pitcher gave Billy a look.
It could be, just sort of.
I don't
Every
know.
pitcher sort of has their. Is he really staring in, or
Yeah.
you got like a Smiley who's like always smiling, and it's like, what's he smiling at me for?
2 strikes on Billy. Come on, Billy. Good
Good
eye. Good eye. Good eye. Yep, it's a good take.
That was similar to the first 2 pitches, but
What do you do here? Do you come in hard or you try to get him to chase again? He swung. I think I get him to chase again. I think I throw it off the plate. That off-speed frisbee pitch. Oh, it came in.
that's gonna be.
All right, that did it. So he came in hard.
Yeah.
Hard. That was a over-the-top fastball. It wasn't his 3/4 fastball.
And if you notice too here with this at bat, like he was over the top with Billy, where he had been with that frisbee to
Right.
to
That-
Nate. So I wonder if it's
That was his
batter
over.
dependent.
That was his over-the-top power fastball, and he got it in on Bill's hands.
He
Great
threw
pitch.
that same arm angle the first 2 on those curveballs, whereas he was going like almost, the 3/4 halfway on Stark. So maybe lefties he's coming from the side.
Yeah, you could be right.
If we get Randy, we'll be able to test that.
But that was, oh no, that was infield single. Now we got a potential double play here. Oh, come on, Moody.
We got 2. So we should be tied up at 5, right?
Moody kind of stopped running about halfway. Maybe he just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I know he's frustrated. I actually know that feeling, man. It's so
The feeling of-
discouraging.
Accounting for 6 outs and 4 bats.
I can just tell. I feel bad for Woody here. You want to do so well.
Big situation, and he prides himself on being these big situations.
He does, and
he comes through. So
he comes through a lot.
You're just
I mean,
disappointing yourself. There.
He's still ahead. He doesn't have more outs than plate appearances like I did in
No.
Arizona. At one point, I think it was up to 5 outs and 3 plate appearances. I had 2 double plays, in and out.
I think the end was 6 and 4.
Was it?
Yeah.
So I closed the gap to 2.
Yeah, Jeff and I were sort of keeping track. And
Oh, sure you were. You never want your out total. You never want to be responsible for more outs than total at bats in the tournament. And I think that's how I ended up in Arizona.
but yet, you came home with a ring.
I stole some glory, and I came home with not just a ring, but
The ring.
freaking $260 ring.
Yeah.
When I would have been happy with a $60 ring. A bit of advice: if you win a tournament down in Arizona, listen carefully to what the ring man tells you about prices, and don't be dazzled by
Or maybe don't like what
baseball
he doesn't
setting.
say about prices.
He's going to talk about a baseball setting, like a baseball foundation, and it just seems natural to get that ring, but that's an expensive ring, let me tell you. Found that out the hard way.
I wonder if. So that was kind of a long inning for Cork to be sitting, during our part of the order, and then coming out and trying to throw that 100% fastball. Has to be.
That was another, that's a high throw. Nice play by Rob.
Good
Nice
footwork.
recovery by Rob. Yeah, that was another slow arm changeup from Cork.
Yeah.
So that's the moxie, right? Like,
I think he's kind of going with this exaggerated, like, easiness of that's slow, and then he's trying to mix in I think he's being very heady out there, and
it's moxie. I mean, that's what that is.
guile.
Yeah, it's guile and moxie, right? I'd want to be known for moxie. Like, if I could be known for something out there, maybe even more than talent, I want to be known as there's a guy with some moxie. Maybe we could work moxie into the award somehow. First, it's a cool word. Moxie.
I mean, I don't know if you scream moxie.
No, I don't think I whisper moxie. We scream moxie. Let's just rule that out. Full stop. Let's go down the dial a little bit. Okay, let's do a quick reset here. What do we got for a score?
5-5. I'm going bottoms.
Okay, we're positing that it's 5-5 in the bottom of the 6. We should get a confirmation.
Bottom 7, but I think it's bottom
We'll
6.
run
That was a
over.
long inning.
Yeah, I'll run the camera over after this inning. We haven't done any walkthroughs. It's my favorite part of these streams. I've hardly done it. I've had you to talk to though.
Yeah.
Keeping me and the rest of the stream on their toes with your sea lion experiences.
I know.
House dad, your house dad persona this trip.
Yeah, I mean,
Bob asked everybody if we brought long sleeves before we got into the car, like the good house dad that he's been.
I made sure everybody had bags of trail mix and peanut butter sandwiches and little mandarins between games.
We have a dog attack over there. So what? I don't think that was visible on the stream, but Cork went into a slow windup on that pitch. Did you notice that?
Yeah, like a very,
Very, very slow.
like a big like Nuke LaLoosh like leg turn. Like
Right. He
knee
lifted the
up.
leg and then he kind of paused.
Yeah.
He's doing it again. Again, Moxie. This is his normal windup. There's the slow arm changeup. I like the way he's kind of
He's
matriculating
messing-
through these innings, right? He's just no pitches the same speed. The umpire laughed as he said time. I think.
I think he yelled time before it even hit him on the backside.
I mean,
that-
that batter had time to like.
That may have been coming in at about 45 miles.
Yeah,
an
I mean, the
hour.
batter could have completed a ham sandwich and got a novella, right?
Yeah.
Between the time that ball left the pitcher's hand and hit him.
I mean,
Bob happens to have one here for him.
ooh. You alright, Blue? I feel like that clipped him on the shoulder.
He's checking his shoulder out. He's a warrior, though. He's an animal.
This is me taking my time. I know it.
No, Cork normally works pretty fast. Is he going to give the ump a little bit of a breather here?
You know, I did make this huge to-do about Cork working really fast, and I really haven't noticed it this game, so...
I think he was working fast early, and now I think he's trying to
Disrupt timing.
disrupt some timing where I think he's coming in quick, and then I think he's giving a slow wind up. This guy might be a threat to run it first, so we might get our first chance of Yankee Bahar in a second.
We think our catcher is very good. Ooh, it's hit and run, maybe? Nice and easy throw to first. We're getting some let's goes. Let's go, boys.
Let's check the chat quick before we
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
go ahead. Take that over.
Let's see. How's Nate's back doing this weekend?
Nate Stark? It's fine.
I think it's
No
good,
issues.
yeah. He hasn't mentioned it one bit. Ibex as a sponsor. Does Stark leave the game? Nope, Stark is... he came up a little gingerly, I think, on that slide in the second, and I think he kind of felt it, but him and Rob have been sharing the responsibilities at first. If Dad says, let's go, boys, I couldn't agree more. This is, I think, where we can turn it on. I think we're up to date on our... We're still trying to get Tom maybe a meaningful at bat. You know, maybe with the game on the line.
No, nobody wants that. Least of all time.
Tom, tip of the cap or not.
Yeah.
All right, we got Randy's going to be leading us off here. And this is where we're wondering if the pitcher is more of a sidearm to our lefties and traditional over-the-top release on our righties. So
I feel like that over-the-top fastball is
Yeah.
his maximum effort. But we'll see. I really would have liked to see Randy hit. Randy can handle this pitching. He actually likes faster pitching, so we'll see what happens here.
and that's a fastball. That's coming from the side.
Yeah, it's got good pace, too.
But I think that just goes up. I think he wants to go from the side on our lefty.
Ooh, Randy swung through that one. I feel like his normal delivery is that not three quarters, between sidearm and 3/4, which would be what, the 5/8? No, fractions. At any rate, I think this is his natural delivery, and maybe he saves that over-the-top fastball as like a power out pitch. We'll see, though. I think we've only seen it once. I think we just saw it with the Houseman. This is Randy phase 2, the hard foul balls. What's the score in the inning?
I think it's 5-5.
Top
Top
eight.
seven.
Top seven.
We're marveling at your moxie out there. You know, like the delayed windups and the
I mean, these guys hit
yeah.
my best stuff for breakfast. So
I'm talking to Tom Corcoran now.
There's a lot of mix and match out there. Like it's.
A lot of like slowing the arm down, change ups, and
I hope that one guy you hit last game was okay.
that might have been the slowest pitch I've ever thrown.
I know. I think that maybe hit him at 45 miles an hour.
He was at second base at the end of the inning, and I said,
it's not gonna drop. Damn it.
I said I'd ask if you were okay, but I already know the answer.
So tell me again, Court. 5-5.
5-5 top seven.
5-5 top seven.
We got Smolik. We got.
Did Stark leave the game? No, Stark's fine. I don't think so. Oh, Lip's dad is. Thanks, Lip's dad. How's Nate's back doing? Thanks, dude.
Got Mike Dahl.
Ooh, we
One
got
out.
Fleming. Nice.
Yeah. But then if you have one on you too that stayed.
Sorry, Tom.
No, you're good. You're good.
Came in.
We're not really paying that close attention to the chat.
How's this pitch going? What's his scouting?
Um,
They have good movement on him?
yeah. He's got his normal delivery is 3/4, and then he brought the ball in hard on Billy with an over-the-top fastball. He's got a good arm though, and that sidearm, you know, that pitch right there, it's got a lot of movement on it.
It's a field goal.
Nice play.
Nice. Oh no. Nice. Great job.
Dolly can run, man.
Yeah.
Dolly is just he's a cheetah. I think
Third level.
I think llama was the wrong animal for him.
Gazelle.
The no drama gazelle. The cheetah. We did a limerick for Mike Dahl before we came down here, and he ended up. We had the phrase "no drama llama" for Mike Dahl, but he's much faster than a llama.
Well, we're gonna have to look that up at the hot tub. What's the top speed of a llama? I wouldn't be surprised if it's quite
You're
fast.
right. The top speed ever recorded on a llama, right?
I think we saw it.
Not like an average llama.
And then did we just see the record break? That could have happened.
Who knew a llama could move so fast? We should really come up with a tweet.
Oh.
Pat did not like that call, so back to the game. That was a infield single that Dahl beat the throw, and then he hustled the second on a overthrow to the first baseman. So we got a guy in second, nobody out, tie game. I wonder if we're going to go to Mac Grill at some point. Should ask Tom. See if Pat can come through with a hit. Come through with a lot of big hits in his TC Maybell career. Oh my God. That is a attempt at a pick. Oh, you got to send him. You got to send him. He's so fast. Okay, so that was a attempted pickoff move, and I think the shortstop actually started breaking back towards the hole. So then the pitcher, who was half in his motion to throw the ball, decided to throw it to the second baseman instead, and
He could have held on to it.
yeah, he shouldn't have thrown it, but because he got crossed up, he basically missed the second baseman by 5 feet. That ball went into right center. Dahl went to third. Dahl could have scored. Umpire lost track of the count. Sounds like there's consensus that the count is 2-1. Could have asked me. I could have rolled the tape back. Hey, good at bat, Pat. I believe the count is 3-1. Hitters count.
There wasn't much argument on Pat's side too. I mean, he's not going to correct him if he says it's 3-1.
Yeah.
But he's then not going to argue if it's actually 2-1.
Looking for one spot here as a hitter. He's got to come to him. Attaboy, Pat. That's a big hit. That's great to see Pat do that.
Yeah. Well struck.
Look at Pat go. Look at Pat go. Get there, Pat. Attaboy, Pat. Attaboy, Pat. Boy, that's great to see.
That was hustle double if there's ever one. They were just not thinking he was going to keep going.
That was beautiful. I think we'll take the phone into the the dugout after this and get a word from Pat. That was fantastic.
That was a clutch shot. That makes it 6-5.
He worked the count to 3-1. He got a fastball up and away, and instead of trying to pull it, rolling over it, he went with it.
Yeah.
It's a line drive to right center for a double. It's a beautiful, not just a beautiful at-bat, but a beautiful piece of hitting at the end of the at-bat. Now he's got to face Grilly. This faster pace, in terms of the pitching speed, might actually agree with these hitters.
More of a reaction than...
Yeah, more what a lot of these guys are used to. I mean, certainly Matt Grill, certainly Hans. Cork. Let's get him in.
Easy, Randy.
Concerned look on the face of the catcher. I think he realizes it's a pretty good chance that Randy gets in this inning. Looking at a 2-run deficit. They don't know that we don't have a very long bullpen at this point. So they got to be worried that we've got someone to slam a door. I mean, unless we put Grill in there, I think we'll be closing it politely rather than slamming it shut. But we may put Matt Grill in there to close this one out. We'll see.
Hey, good at bat.
Really nice at bat by Matt.
It's a big spot for Hans, you know.
Everything that Matt Grill does, he just makes you feel comfortable. Here's Hansi. A guy who starred in the 25-plus level down in Arizona.
Has there been a level he hasn't started at?
No, that's probably true. I just thought, guys who play in that tournament have done as well. Like Casals is like that. I mean, Emery, you just think as good as they are on that level, they're going to be even better on this level. Although guys can still play on this level. This guy's tricky because he's got...
That was a tough pitch to take there because I really felt down.
That felt low to you?
tops.
Was it? Yeah.
Hansi had to collect himself there.
There it is. That's a base hit. Line drive to center field.
Yeah. That's a good hitter where you don't let that last pitch get in your head. It's like just stick with the plan.
For sure. And that was another Frisbee fastball that really broke way off the plate, but hit off the end of the bat. Flared it to center field. I would call that more of a flare than a line drive, but...
I would call that, if I hit that, I would call it a line drive.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
But you and I, those are line drives.
those are seeds. I mean, we come back to the dugout saying, did you guys see how hard I hit that?
There was a hit in the first game that from Casey
It was Cork.
that Cork said, oh yeah, Casey had that blooper. I'm like, you call that a blooper? Like,
These guys are on a different level than you and I think.
Clearly. I'm just saying that.
No, I know what you're saying. I agree with you.
You and I are...
I see these
Pumping your
guys.
chest.
Yeah, I see these guys showing disgust when they get hits that I would be exulting over. But again, they're at a different stage in their baseball journeys. Boy, that's a shot. Ground ball through the right side. Matt Grill's going to score.
Up.
We were talking at the what do we got for score now? Like 8-5, something
8
like
to
that.
5. We've played a 2 here.
8-5, we think is about in the 7. We were talking. Randy came over this morning to the house. We were talking about this lineup, and he talks about how he likes to think of this lineup as we kind of drag other teams in the deep water, and by that he means
The longer the game goes.
yeah, the longer the game goes, the weight of our talent and the depth of our lineup, it plays to our favor. So in the Federal League, we got their 7-inning games, and there's sufficient talent to get through those. But I think in a 9-inning format, we have such depth of talent in this lineup. It's really hard to outlast us. Now this team can really hit too. Like this is a team that I think could outlast us for sure. That's going to be 2. Oh, that's not going to be 2. He dropped it. So that was a line drive back at the pitcher. The pitcher got a glove on it, tiny bit of the glove. went out to the shortstop. All the shortstop had to do was field it, flip it to second. It's going to be a double play, but he muffed it.
That was what 92 Evo on that.
Yeah,
I mean, that was smoked.
hit that hard. But that's a play I think the shortstop feels like he should have
I
made.
think he's a pretty solid shortstop too. So I'm disappointed.
Casey could bust this open. Bases loaded, still 1 out. Couple runs in this inning. I think we got a score of 9-5 now.
I'll run this guy.
Bob's gonna go check the score for us. Come on, give him something to smoke. Oh, Casey Chase there. I hope this guy tries to come in on Casey. Nope, staying out. At some point, you think he'd try to slip a fastball. He might try to do what pitcher tried to do to Bill Houseman. He worked Billy away, and then he came over. He came with an over-the-top fastball. So he abandoned that 3/4 and just pumped a hard fastball in there on his hands. Got him to break the bat. Nope. That's in on the hands, but Casey powered it to center field for a hit. 1 runs in. I think the score is 9-5. Casey gave himself a clap at first base. Happy with that. A little fist pump now. Another fist pump. So this pitcher broke Billy's bat last at bat. All right, I heard the catcher ask his manager what the score was. It's 9-5, it sounds like. Score, I think now is 9-5. I think Lipstad wants to know if we're home. No, we're visitors this game. We're visitors in game 1 as well. We should be home tomorrow.
Unofficially 9-5.
Yeah, that's what sounds like. That's what they think the score is too. So we got confirmation from Big Game Bob that the score is 9-5. We know the inning.
Same as it was before we talked about it.
I honestly forgot. Was it 7?
I think we're in the top 7. Looks like we got somebody warming up then for them.
They might want to pick up the. They might want to pick up the pace a little bit. Now they got to start worrying about the time.
We're at almost 2 hours, so we got 30 minutes.
30 minutes. You're right. You're right about
plus,
that.
35 if we started a little bit.
And they may actually let this one play out since there's nothing behind us.
Can they do that? I mean, rules are rules, right? You have more experience in the format.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually. I suspect they'd let both teams go if they wanted to go, but it would be in the interest of the team that's winning not to allow it to happen, right? So
we could put our foot down and say no.
Yeah, no, it's probably not going to come into play though.
No. That's a good swing, Billy.
It's like Billy's getting a little frustrated. Come on, Billy. I feel like if Billy can get one hit, we're gonna go into Billy baseball mode. It's a good pitch. 2 strikes. 2 outs.
Let's go, Ludi.
You know, Ludi's going to redeem himself after his last at bat. Grounded into a double play.
I think Ludi's going to work this count pretty hard.
Yeah, we talked the first game about his ability to work an at bat and work a count. It's as good as anybody's. He's not afraid to be behind in the count, right?
shouldn't be. No, right there. I mean, that was out. That was in. So
He's got the base. Like when you got the bases loaded, this is a good spot for Ludi because he is so patient. His job really is to get on base so that we can get Randy up there.
3-0 here. So.
Randy Schmidt on deck. Take it. Yep.
Yeah. Right
Good at bat. So what do we got for supper tonight? We got the pork, right?
Yeah, so we have all the pulled pork and tortillas, and we got some bread, we got peppers and onions. Could almost do some, like some chilaquiles where we just got a bunch of chips and almost like a nacho with some.
Big Game Bob made some, what were they, apple turnovers?
Yeah.
And I asked the question, well, how many men in America can pitch a complete game and make an apple turnover pastry dish?
Probably a lot.
I don't know about that. I mean, the number of people who could pitch a complete game at your age is vanishingly small, like in the general population.
I've not pitched a complete game for a bit now.
Oh, come on, Bob. Like in the TCMABL, you pitch a complete game every other game. And then on top of that, so that's a really small percentage of adult males in the U.S. who can pitch a complete game, 35 plus amateur level. On top of that, you can make an apple turnover pastry. I wouldn't know how to do that.
I mean, you do it once and it's easy enough.
You do it once and you read, and you may not survive the experience. So,
You've burnt your house down.
Or you've transmuted the apples into something highly toxic just by doing something horribly wrong.
I know. I feel like I've set the bar maybe a little bit too high the first 2 days. That I'm just gonna be like slinging stuff at you tomorrow. But that's sort of Rob Jones and I was to get through about 3.5 days of meal planning to then gauge the house and figure out what we want to do for the last couple of days, and if it's some takeout or grilling some brats.
You were able to experience the Rob Jones experience at Costco, right? Where he tries to throw two of everything in your cart.
Yeah, that's.
He wanted to
put
get
my foot down.
He wanted to get 2 1-liter bottles of lemon juice.
Yeah, he tried to pull on me.
We're 5 men. What do we need a single bottle of lemon juice for? I mean, what does anybody do with lemon juice?
I mean, I think he had applications for marinating meats and for maybe some drinks and.
Nonsense.
But,
Just.
I mean, shopping with him was maybe not unlike sometimes.
Ooh, there's a fly ball to right center. Just fry the meat up and.
I think it's lost. I think it's lost.
Yep. It drops. 2 runs are going to score. Fly ball to right field. Drop the tree.
Lost it in the lights. I
Lost
think
it
it
in the
got
light.
way above the lights, and right fielder was already not moving well from, I think he maybe tweaked a hammy or a groin.
He's taking some mincing. I describe those steps as mincing.
Yes.
Almost a feat. Almost like a
Almost.
ballerina.
Almost a step that I'm familiar with these days.
Now he's kind of holding his groin area. I think he's in bad shape right now.
Yeah. And I don't know if their bench is slim where they can't give him a break.
He seems like the kind of man who could use an apple turnover at about that point. Okay, let's try to reset the situation here.
So I think we got 2 more, so I'm going 11-5.
11 to 5. Kind of breaking the game open this inning. Bottom of the 7th, top of the 7th, we think. 11 to 5.
But we've seen these guys hit, so I mean, this has been a long layover for Cork. I mean, this is are we going on like a 15-20 minute inning
Yeah.
here? I mean, this is in what, 45 degree temperature, maybe 50.
Yeah, it's getting chilly. I mean, we shouldn't use the word chilly.
It's all about perspective, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It is not Minnesota chilly. It is Palm Springs in the evening chilly.
It's like fall. It's like Minnesota fall chili, right? Like an early October night in Minnesota. That's how it feels right now. That's another one
And
that's
it's
going to
dangerous,
drop.
not going to be caught.
2 more runs score. Boy, this game is out of hand.
Here we go, guys.
I almost saw a brawl there at home between Randy and Ludi. Randy almost ran Ludi over.
I think Randy was thinking there's more urgency than actual,
Here's Chris Yankee. Now, Chris hit
just a P.
should we use the word P? He hit left a vapor trail. He hit it so hard to the third baseman. Third baseman barely had to move, gloved it, walked over to third base, and caught Ryan Lutzka on the double up. Jeez.
It came back over, but behind the base.
That ball started out foul and then
weird
came
little
back.
lip on the other side where it brought it back. There was another play earlier on a ball hit by them where it went fair, came foul, rolled back fair. Not fair for a catcher.
Looks like Chris Yankee's got some speed. He was really moving.
You saw it go down the line, and he's thinking too.
He strikes me as a pretty dynamic. He's got a short swing. He seems to have a short but very fast stride. I'd like to see him just turn on one like he did last at bat, but get a little air under it.
We're going deep into their bullpen.
1, 2, 1.
That last pitch had quite a bit of break.
Well, the fact that they got it's a really nice swing. The fact that they got the groin casualty out in right field suggests that maybe their bench is a little thin at this point. I mean, if you got a groin issue, you don't want to be out in the outfield.
No. Well, that's a trouble, right?
Have you ever
gotta run
pulled a
something
groin?
down. What's that?
Have you ever pulled a groin?
No.
You ever pull a hammy?
In my early days, I pulled a hammy. But we were talking junior high basketball.
Do you have a hammy anymore?
Yeah, they're just like, they are strung tight.
I thought you were gonna say they were like egg noodles, just really flimsy.
No, they are. They're like ratchet straps that are as tight as it can be.
Like violin strings that you could play a tune on. What tune would you play on your hamstrings? You could play a tune on your hamstrings.
I guess I'm not too familiar with like too many concertos that I could.
You'd serenade the bench with a concerto.
Yo-Yo Ma would not be disappointed in the.
Strumming a bowl across your hamstring. I would probably pay some money to see that.
The thought of it is just.
I mean, you're wondering what your role is in the Mammoth, given that you're kind of hurt. Why not that? I mean, why not that? If you could pull that off, that would be something.
So yeah,
Something to think about.
Yeah. How many viewers have we lost in the past 2 minutes?
It's that time of the night where
Getting a little punchy.
we got to manufacture some content here. I mean, the game is loosened up considerably.
Check some comments quick. Oh, we got a lot, I think.
If I go over there, they're going to try to talk me into batting, so I'm going to stay. I'm going to hide behind you. It's too cold right now.
Who's starting tomorrow? I don't think we've determined game 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Lutzka. He's got a cut on his finger. The plan was to throw Grill if we had to, but if we don't have to and the way things are moving, we shouldn't have to unless they stage a comeback. Then I think it's going to be Ludi.
The Big Heezy, who's chef while you guys are at the tourney. Rob Jones and I have been. This guy can just mash. This is going to be for 2 here.
Ooh, he almost fell.
He took that turn and I think his top half got in front of him.
Bob Gordon's the chef.
I
I mean, you're the breakfast chef. I guess
Yeah.
Rob basically bought like a side of lamb.
No, we
a
bought
pig.
like 16 pounds of shoulder and 6 pounds of flank steak, and so we've been doing well with that.
Well, it's
I have been
probably
cooking a lot of eggs.
It's probably a full shoulder. Like a pig shoulder doesn't weigh more than 16 pounds.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Oh, so we bought 2 pig shoulders.
I mean, they come in packs of 2.
Okay. Because
Um,
pigs have 2 shoulders.
Ken, we've not had Tom's famous ground turkey pasta in Prego.
We're saving that for if we win the tournament. I'll break that out.
Yeah,
In celebration.
that's our celebratory dinner.
I think the breakfasts have been the highlight, if we're honest.
I mean, breakfast is good. I mean, breakfast is easy. You can get a lot of credit for throwing some eggs out there.
It's a hell of a thing, though, just to roll out of bed in the morning and go to the kitchen and there's Bob making apple turnovers and egg sandwiches. It's just wonderful.
Ben's asking how's Bruno and who's taking care of him. I mean, I think we had that conversation on the way from San Diego that Dan is going to be watching over Bruno.
Bruno's a special cat. He's self-sufficient.
Yeah, I think Bruno actually prefers some time alone. So
He could stand to lose some weight, too, so if he doesn't eat to the level he's accustomed to eating, I think that's okay.
we got bottom 7.
Oh, look at this pitch.
geez.
Look at that pitch.
This guy has also hit a couple balls really hard, so I don't blame that pitch.
It's almost
Best
an
estimate
ephus.
is 11.5 in the bottom of the 7th. Does that sound right?
Yeah. It
But this
seems like
is-
it should be later than that, but I think that's right.
This is the top of their inning, and I mean, these guys can hit. I don't know if we've seen much from 8, but the one who just walked, he's hit some balls real hard, and he just crunched it. That's going to score. That's got potentially score 1. Yep. Double.
Double in the
okay.
gap, 1 run scores, 11
Yeah,
to 6.
11 to 6. Let's go with.
Get the guy at second home, it's 11 to 8, so this guy can hit too.
This guy here has also hit the ball very, very hard.
The better comp for this guy is Diamond Dan Casaza, I think, rather than Randy.
Right side?
Yeah, Diamond Dan from the right side. Don't you think that's a better comp for this guy than Randy?
I doubt he's even remotely as fast as Dan.
Well, let's see. I mean, you're right. Dan's very fast. I mean, Dan doesn't have superhuman speed, though. Like, this guy's probably pretty fast. I don't think this is the kind of hitter. He doesn't profile as the kind of hitter who's going to be fooled by the slow arm changeup, like that pitch. But that was not a strike. Did you call that a strike?
That was a strike.
You thought that was a strike? I thought that was up.
I mean, that was at the number there, at the 30.
We'll play the tape back later tonight. Look at this slow. Look at that slow. Who used to do that in the major leagues? Who had that slow leg? Hideo Nomo? Did he have that?
Kind of, but there's a few pitchers these days who will. Isn't it like Fernando Rodney too, where like the windup can sometimes be all over the place?
Oh, that's Rob Jones.
That is.
There is. So that was a nice play by Lip to get a glove on that. Lip thought about coming home, instead went to first, threw a very, very, very difficult one hopper to Rob, and
Rob just sort of sat down on it and just like watched it into his glove.
it's whenever I talk about Rob's first base play, I talk about how I may have mentioned this already, but I don't think I have here. But a lot of first basemen do that whole Olay thing, which it's the appropriate thing to do. Sometimes you throw the glove at it, and if you get it on the hop, it looks really good. Court makes a nice running play over there. That's just the advantage of being a 37-year-old athlete. But with Rob, a lot of those first basemen make that Olay and they get the oohs and the ahs. But what Rob does better than any first baseman I play with, again, there's a superlative, but it's true. What he does better than any first baseman I've played with is he picks that ball out of the air, that medium hop. He doesn't just throw his glove at it and hope it ends up in his glove. He sits back on it and he just snatches it out of the air, and that's what happened on that play. Like Bob said, he was kind of sitting, he was almost sitting down, and he just let it bounce deep into his body, and he snatched it out of the air. It's just a great play. An excellent coming out party for Rob Jones, right? As a Mammoth.
Yeah, I think he.
Little League home run. He's snatching baseballs out of the air.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'm going to refer to the home run tonight, as Little League home run.
I think with the fact that there was no fence in center
Perfect.
also
Exactly.
makes
Yeah.
it.
I'm going to be able to make a pretty strong case. You're right. No fence. You know, he was out by maybe, 60 feet, 6 inches between, 90 feet between third and home. He was out by 95 feet. I mean, if they make that play,
It was. I mean, it was. A lot of times, I mean, those listening play in TTA and Bell, and like a lot of times that takes 2 good throws. You know, you need a good throw from the outfield, and you need a good throw from the cutoff. And
but don't you think this was different? I mean, I talked to Rob after the game, and he was laughing because he said he didn't think he was going to go. He was able to turn his head and see where the ball was, and he was like 10 feet off third, and he's like, the ball's already in the infield. And they said, he said he tried to shift it into another gear, and he realized that gear didn't exist.
the gear doesn't exist after you run you're legging out a triple.
And when you're built like Rob Jones, I mean, when you run like a camel, it's hard to find that gear. Ooh, air by Bobble by Hans. If you had to describe, here's Rob running in. Check this out. How would you describe that? I think Chuck
We've always
Terhardt.
said gazelle-like, right?
No, I think Terhardt compared it to a camel at one point. I think I like that better than gazelle just because it's a little bit more insulting to the man.
A camel.
Yeah.
Do camels run?
If they do, they look like Rob Jones. One of my favorite memories or episodes that involved Rob Jones was we were playing the Wobblies, and there was Lamping was pitching and Rob was on third, and there was a Lamping threw the ball past the catcher. So Lamping breaks for home plate and Rob breaks for home plate. So it's like a camel racing.
Two very tall.
Camel racing a giraffe. I mean, who wins that, right? I think a giraffe generally wins it, but I don't remember who got to home first. It might have been a tie. Hopefully Chris isn't listening.
So I think they got 1 that inning, right? So 11-6. Top 8.
What do you think you run like? You take short steps.
Yeah, well, I got short legs,
Yeah.
so it's very choppy.
I mean, I do too. What kind of choppers? What kind of scurry?
That's quite scary. I was quite fast in my younger days.
I was too. Do you remember when I played center field for the Indians back in the day?
No.
I was like I don't know. I don't know.
You want the gazelle comparison? More of like maybe something a little bit stronger than a gazelle.
Maybe like a wild Mustang. Can we go with? Is that okay? A Mustang?
Yeah.
I guess if we have to.
7, I think.
What's the score?
13-7.
Okay.
The clock is running. He's got a couple more innings.
We gotta be at about 2 right? Nah, 218.
That was a waste of Rob Jones.
13-7 is the idea. I thought we were more. Maybe.
It's 13-7.
That's what Rob's understanding. I think he's checking with the bench over there.
I think he's going to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
There's one bathroom in this complex, and it's about 34 miles away from the dugout. So Rob's
Which is
starting
better.
the journey.
Oh, great fun.
They're not happy with that. They're not happy with that. What do you think about that? What do you think about a bunt in that situation? Up 13-7. Runs against matter.
14-7, and they have proven to hit the ball very, very hard.
I agree with you. I don't think that. I don't
I
think
mean,
that's
it is not 10 runs.
right. I wonder if he catches one in the ear hole here. Let's see. Yep.
Listen, we're gonna finish this game or we're not. What are we doing?
But that was intentional. You gotta throw him out.
No, I don't. That conversation doesn't become necessary. It meant for both ways.
14-7.
Is it 14?
I mean, that's what the third baseman just yelled.
That's probably obvious what happened there. The Pirates are not happy that we bunted up 14-7, threw behind Hans. Mammoth aren't happy that Hans was thrown behind. Let's hope it ends there. Nice play by the third baseman.
Real good play. That was a tough hop.
No, he made a really nice play. That was.
I think Hans took the throw behind him well. I mean, I think it was. They're making a point. I think he threw it well enough behind him so that it didn't hit him. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was trying to hit him, but you could be right.
I think.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think we probably have a right to be upset, although he didn't throw at his head. I don't think. I think he threw at his body.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was.
So our reaction may have been a little aggressive. I don't know, though. I don't know. Like, if it's me up there, I don't want to get hit.
No.
Clark is going to beat this out. Oh, he called him out. That's ridiculous. So that was a chopper that the first baseman fielded, and then it was a foot race to first base. Cork clearly beat it out, but the field called Cork out on the tag. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see if.
Can we appeal to you, Hom? Can we appeal to you on that?
But he missed the bag.
Said he missed the base.
So did you miss the whole Hans bunting and then, or
Yeah, I
Hans?
missed it all.
Oh,
Things
so
suddenly got
Grill
ugly.
bunted,
Yeah.
and then
Upset them.
they threw behind Hans.
So
Then
that
there's a lot
got
of
our
yelling.
that triggered our bench. Imagine.
And then they started yelling, saying that it's 14-7.
Thank God you weren't there. They would have had to hold you back.
And then saying that it was 14-7 playing the game the right way. And it's like, well, we're not talking 10 runs.
Yeah.
Like, and runs matter. I mean, I guess. And these guys can smash.
Yeah.
So,
Things seem to have calmed down. I hope we don't throw behind one of them. I don't think Cork would.
I don't. Plus,
but then the
I
idea
don't want to
is
say anything on the stream, but there's talk about a maximum hit batter limit.
that, oh yeah, he's probably there. I mean, there is a maximum better. I mean, in
I
our
think he
league,
won shot.
yeah.
I think they have the option. In our league, you have the option to let them pitch or.
Yeah. And so I think it's 4. He's got 3 right now. I mean,
Just need 6 outs.
It was unfortunate. I mean, let me ask you: 14-7 bunt. What do you think?
He was safe.
Yeah, yeah.
they didn't even make a
Third
play.
baseman didn't even make an effort. He just walked towards it. Disgusting.
If there's a fight, I'm not fighting. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna like,
I want you to protect those hands. Who's going to make you my eggs?
I know, like, I'm sorry guys.
If something happens to your hands.
I need to continue making breakfast. Like, I have one purpose.
Those hands are your money maker. I mean, what we don't.
I don't think it would come to a fight. I think it was just emotions. I don't
know,
know.
but we like it'd be nice if both sides just took it down. We're at 11 right now.
And I like to think that
If this were Spinal Tap, our emotions would be running at an 11. We gotta bring it down. That might be tough to pick up. I will say when I'm watching these streams, those are always really interesting moments, right? When things start unraveling a little bit. Well, we're streaming. We're streaming, Rob. Hey, we're streaming. Rob's asking us to go get a baseball because he's got to go play in the field. Hey, guy, we got a job too. I wanted to ask Rob to comment on the camel comparison, but he got away before I could pose a question. Rob, I said you run like a camel. Comments. Let's try to catch him here. Here he is trotting out. I can't see it. There he is. Rob's actually very athletic. He, when he was younger, he was a very good basketball player. All of his movements were of a piece. I mean, all of his, like, he's very ungainly right now. He looks very ungainly. I mean, he's all arms and legs. He's got the high socks. You look at the man and you think, this isn't an athlete. But if you watched him play basketball, you wouldn't think that anymore because he was very smooth. He kind of flowed across the court like basketball players do, right? Everything was smooth. He's also a pretty good golfer. I play racquetball with Rob. We had a lot of racquetball contests over the years. We were pretty evenly matched. I mean, he will claim he's better than I am. I would probably say he's slightly better, but I certainly beat him on occasion. Cork's a good racquetball player. I played Cork Christmas Eve this year. He hasn't played since college. And I haven't played for about 5 years, but I played much more recently than he has. But youth beat out experience and looks. But he's just younger, and he's a younger athlete than I am. I mean, he's a better athlete than I ever was, and he's also younger, so. There I would describe, I think I could use the word moxie to describe my racquetball game, but I didn't have enough moxie to overcome his superior physical talents. Back to baseball. Hopefully we don't throw behind this guy. Cork is so laid back, I can't imagine him ever throwing at a guy. There's a shot down to Lip. Nice throw over to Rob. Another nice stretch by Rob Jones. Didn't have to pluck that one out of the air, but he did have to reach for it. Looks like Chris, the catcher, is having a little talk with the umpire, sharing some laughs. It's good to see. Cork is really pulling out all the stops. That was a sidearm. I think that's the first sidearm I've seen from him tonight. I mean, he throws 3/4, but that was almost, again, Kenta Colby-like. There's the delayed leg kick. He's really doing a nice job. I think he realized early on that he does not have the stuff to stop these guys from crushing the baseball. So he had to reach into his bag of tricks. And he's gotten by delayed windups and slow arm changeups, and we just saw a sidearm looper of a pitch. I don't know what it was even. There's that slow arm changeup. That was more of a curveball. He's really done a nice job, though. All kidding aside. I will say, oh, that's it. Okay, I think I'm going to avoid the stolen valor portion of this handshake line as well, since I didn't do anything to warrant an attaboy. We'll stick around a little bit here, though, if you want to stay a little longer. We'll see what the guys think. That was fun, though. If you're leaving, we're going to do this again tomorrow. We'll post the link to the the Twitch thing and the time probably tomorrow morning after we get up out of bed. But you can find the link and the time and all that at the Minnesota Mammoth Twitter feed. Hey guys, hey.
Like
Good dogs.
a third of their work day. But they can also travel. But they can also make like.
Just you threw everything you had at it. Like just everything in your bag of tricks you threw their way. I know you did.
It's a good win.
9:30 or something?
Hey Pat, big hit.
Hey, thanks.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it felt
That
good to
was
get
pretty.
a barrel on one for once, huh?
Right now? He goes, yeah. Right now. Right, so right after the drill bunts it, and then the next pitch, the catcher looks at the pitcher and goes, right now? And he goes, yep, right now. So I was like,
So the pitcher guys pissed. You get to play more than one more game. He told me he didn't throw it.
It's a good win. Good team. They could obviously hit the ball. We fell down early and fought back. That's a signature win. Proud of that one.
Are you proud of that sweater? Looks good on you.
It's like a Christian Matthews thing.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. I like that. Is that called a Christian Matthews?
I mean, it could be. We could call it.
really
It's
could be.
probably the Rob Jones now. I mean, who wore it better? How was that? Was that fun to stream?
Yeah, I had fun. Bob and I had a good time back there. I mean, we got a little silly by the end just because we were running out of.
Very late at night.
Yeah.
It's like 2 a.m. I think.
I get tired, man. Like, my head gets tired.
It's not even that late, probably, right?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong.
11 o'clock back home.
We can stay up 4 or 5 more hours in the hot tub.
And I think I need it to loosen up.
Yeah. It's cold and tight.
Very successful day one.
Yeah.
I compared your gaits to that of a camel. I said you run like a camel. Are you okay with that?
I think a camel can beat you in a foot race.
And by the transitive property, you could too, then, I suppose.
What do you got, an animal for every baseman in here? What do you
Pretty much,
llama,
yeah.
camel?
We thought maybe we miscast Mike as a llama because he's so freaking fast.
Yeah.
He doesn't run like a
I don't remember him being as fast as he was.
No, he was fast.
Yeah.
Mike, you're really fast. You really do, yeah. You really move out there.
I mean, we only played that one weekend. You seem much faster. You're aging very well.
thank you. How many viewers you got? Hi, Mom, if you're still watching.
We were at like 15 to 20 most of the night, I think. Yeah, it was good.
My parents are usually at home watching.
Good.
Mine too. Hi, Mom. Dad.
That's not great. That's
Yeah, kind of.
fittingly, we have a coyote, a statue of a coyote in our dugout. I don't know how that worked out, but it did.
What up, Tom? So what's Tom? We have a pool going.
Yeah,
I get a lot of money if you have not. You didn't say anything about a high sky today.
I mentioned a high sky, but no, I didn't. I said there wasn't a high sky. So I didn't say it was a high sky.
You mentioned on the high sky, there's gonna be a lot of money.
I have certain go-tos in every stream. High sky is one of them for sure. Yeah. You got to talk about the high sky down here.
I'm like, today's the day. We're not gonna high sky talk.
We're not gonna have to hear the high sky, but no, it's out there.
Tonight it was more of a painted sky earlier,
Yeah.
different colors.
Yeah.
It was like Bob Ross was here.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it just got black, but then the lights are really low, so it was like
Yeah, it was
dark
I
sky.
figured it was really tough to see out there.
Yeah, it was
The
really
five
tough
balls.
to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Casey, you played really well out there tonight.
Probably not gonna have time to do laundry, huh?
They were hitting the ball that hard. You were cutting the ball up pretty good.
Well, after I slid and went down hard. They didn't come back to me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Big ball, man.
Yeah, they were hitting it hard.
Once they started like stalling out in the field, then their bats kind of went a little bit cold.
Tom's almost paid for it.
Because Clark was just like, all right, I'm going to throw 45 minutes.
You know, balls weren't staying. I don't care.
Balls aren't staying in the outfield.
No, that was scary. Like, just uneasy play.
So Moody, like little is difficult.
So what do we think, Randy?
Yeah,
You're still streaming here. What do you think? Yeah.
yeah. It was
You happy with that?
kind of outlasted them, but they slowed down and then they slowed down their like tempo of the game. And then they kind of stopped hitting. And Cork was getting weird on the mound, which helped.
Well, that was it. It was just all bag of tricks.
Yeah, it was.
It was Cork's moxie. I mean, it wasn't.
They actually they didn't play very good defense.
Yeah.
Which helped. But yeah, it was a big win. I'm missing the shoe, which I'm mostly concerned about.
Hard-hitting documentary.
Yeah.
The case of Randy.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Tommy?
They could really hit.
We hit fine. We didn't hit like rockets or anything.
I thought that first pitcher seemed very hittable. Like I think you guys were tracking his off speeds really well.
No, I agree.
I thought we were going to hit him better than we did.
I totally agree.
And then that second guy threw a little bit harder, which I think suits a lot of these guys.
He was kind of like a side to side, like a
for sure.
Yeah,
like a frisbee fastball,
frisbee
right?
fastball. Yeah. And honestly, like a lot of us, including mostly me and maybe Bill and a couple others, we're not seeing the off-speed stuff very well. Like I'm on fastballs, but the curveballs and changeups. I feel like a bunch of us are off. So I moved way up in the box just to like not get beat by trying to catch it before the curveball dives.
Right.
Yeah, you can tell we haven't played since in October. But I don't know. Well, it was good though. I'm glad we battled. That was the word of the game.
Yeah.
We literally battled our way through it.
Well, I mentioned on the stream, you talked about taking teams to deeper water. That's what we did tonight, right?
We took them to deep water.
We took them deep water and we drowned them. Yeah.
It wasn't that we were way better or anything like that. It was we just outlasted them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're like a good boxer with good cardio.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually,
body shots. We put the body shots in early.
Yeah.
And then we just drag them to deep water. Body shots.
Wait a
I'm gonna take a body shot off Casey later. But yeah, it was good.
Sees his mustache.
What do you think the word?
He thinks that's fair game. I'm offended.
The word of the game was battle. We just battled.
Well, to come back against a good team like that,
We did make them look like
Oh yeah.
shows good character.
But yeah, we definitely made them look like idiots because they're mad about us bunting and us saying to them, "You're only down 6. You guys have 7 doubles.
Why are you giving up?
Why are you giving up?
Like why are we playing it?
So then when we were kind of jabbing it back at 8, you could see in his face, it's like,
We just gave it up.
they're fucking right.
I don't want to fight those guys though because they beat us.
No, they
hey, Randy, let's give the t-shirts away, so I don't have to bring them around. Hey Pat, we got a t-shirt. Oh, did you get the t-shirt? No, we got a t-shirt. Hold on. Hey Billy, we got a t-shirt in here for you from the league. You want to grab that?
T-shirt.
Another t-shirt, yeah.
I have one. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Bruce and Griffey show.
So the tournament gave us t-shirts. We're just dispersing those now. Dispensing? Dispersing. Distributing.
I'll take an XL and airlock.
Oh, we're still live.
Yeah, I'm gonna extend it right here.
All right, wait, no. I want to see how good you're meant. Yeah, get away from the music. All right, putting you on the spot here, Tom.
Yeah.
Remember everything that you said today that we have to talk about in the hot tub. What do we got? How many topics do we got to discuss?
Well, Rob's Little League home run is probably going to be topic number one.
Little League? I think it was a rocket
No,
to 390.
no fence.
It hit the last quadrant of fence.
He should have been out by 95 feet. Okay, not 90. He wasn't even to third base. And
Barry
he should
didn't
have been
even
out.
run to home, and he still made it easy.
Yeah.
I feel like he got weird and it works. Oh yeah. What you got to do?
We'll probably talk about your bag of tricks that you drew from to get through that game. A lot of moxie.
A lot of moxie.
Yes, exactly. You have a good energy too. The other dudes that mash you, like then they enjoy it. You can smile. It's a good. It's a very fun energy.
We'll probably talk about this sweater and whether it's proper baseball apparel. I mean, should you be wearing this sweater in the dugout? I don't know.
You wear the sweater you got. I wouldn't have even had a sweater, but for house dad Bob Gordon recommending that we pack some warmer clothes. I appreciate it.
I have a role,
It's
and
cold in
it's
the desert.
making sure that everybody's outfitted properly, is fed.
This is Bob. Bob's the guy who was doing the streaming the
I
other
hope,
night.
I hope it's okay I snuck this mug.
Yeah, I made sure they brought the
imagine you were
coffee
really happy
pot
about it.
and
Did the toenails make the stream at all?
No.
No. All right. That's a topic
Maybe
for tomorrow.
maybe that will be a topic tomorrow. We did mention the sea lions.
yeah. The toenail is a teaser for tomorrow to get people to tune in.
We talked
gonna
about,
get the triple-digit viewers next week.
Yeah.
we talked a lot about Rob's running style. We had some fun with that because it's always
That was late,
fun.
punchy. sort of
Yeah, yeah.
commentary where we're
We
kinda
lost
running out of things.
we lost the thread a little bit by the end.
Yeah.
Got a little tired.
6 hours is a lot of time to film.
Yeah.
This guy can only be talked about so much.
That's
I
right.
can't imagine the poor people who watched both streams.
The high sky is like 6 seconds of that 6 hours. Like that's a lot. There's a lot I got to fill once I get through that 6 seconds.
But it was not a high sky.
Yeah. It's a variation this time.
So
Yeah, you had a lot of high praise from the wives today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christy,
Good.
Heather, nothing but good words.
Very good. Very good.
Who got Tom's tip? Second game.
The hat tip first game was Stark, and then second game that's a really good. Who gets?
You just kind of.
Tom's tip of the cap.
Kind of ran its course. And was like,
Yeah, maybe
game
that's
one.
it. Maybe we'll retire it.
I peaked game 1.
Well, Bob, who do you think? I mean, who
I
gets
mean, you could
Tom's
look
tip
at
of the
box
cap?
score. That would maybe help.
Yeah, but we watched the whole game. I
But,
mean,
it's probably
Reactionary, I'd say it's Pat.
Pat
'Cause of the hit?
Go ahead double.
that was
big.
That opened up that entire inning.
yeah. That
Tom
started
Corcoran
it.
threw the whole game.
I think there was someone like there was a bunt late in the game that maybe stirred the pot.
I mean, you could throw a little salt in, assuming they're following your feet.
I actually like Pat. I like that. I like that.
Their shortstop said it was okay. And I got to second. The second baseman came over and he's like, "It's not all right." I'm like, "We're up 6 and you have 3 at bats."
Yeah.
And they can
You
really
see
hit.
yourself hit?
Yes.
And he's like, "We only have 1 at bat." No, it's a 7. He's like, "There's a time limit." So I played dumb. I was like, "Oh, there is? I didn't know that."
I didn't think we
shortstop
were
was
that
like,
close. I thought we were at like 2:15.
Yeah, I didn't think we were that close either.
But
Because we started real late.
yeah.
Did we? What time did we start? 6?
No, we started about
Oh, right. And what time did
Again,
you
if it's their first game where they were up 20.
Yeah, I'll give this back to Bob. So we're down to 9 viewers. I thought I could see if I could outlast the viewers, but I don't think it's going to happen. There's
Got a
still
couple
9.
diehards.
My mom will stick with me until she'll stick with me until the bitter end.
Guys,
Yeah.
Sue's the tip of the cap.
Yeah.
Viewing in. Thanks, Sue.
We're back up to 11.
Fewer runs.
So yeah, I mentioned we'll do this again tomorrow. I'm gonna play tomorrow, I think. So, but Bob will be here, and I'll be back there when I'm not playing, which is most of the time. But
I think you're in the field, are you?
probably not. No. But yeah, just check the Twitter stream for the time and the link and all that stuff. And thanks everybody for watching. It gives Bob and I a reason to exist on this team, and we both have a lot of fun doing it. So I know Bob did. Look at that smile. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Sure, Tom.
I imagine after 5 hours of it, you got to let certain stuff